put it. Everyone
No,
voted. You took part in the vote. You voted for the thing.
Johnny,
that
I'm
won.
literally not even listening to you. I have to use the restroom for like 1 minute.
Okay,
I mean,
your time to go.
we're 90 seconds. We'll see.
1 Mississippi. 2
Did
Mississippi.
we at least name the
Oh man, I
newest
actually kind of love that I can just take my
episode?
headphones out and stop.
A
listening.
ranger called.
Expo.
Expo.
A ranger named Exposition.
Oh, Exposition was great.
We are recording now, but not streaming.
Okay.
Oh, cool. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yay.
Perfect.
My last clap was super weak, but that's fine.
That's okay. Our
That's
first
why
one was
we
really
do
bad.
3 of them.
Hey Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I had a busy week. I've had a busy several weeks, but especially this week because I was writing a giant city.
What? That's silly. Why would you do that?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. And then I made a really bad decision to just leave the regular lore of Waterdeep being 27 fucking council members. So now I have to write that many people. And I have, let's see here. So far, the council has 14 members.
Hey gang, let's go talk to every single one today.
I believe your agenda was to kill every single one of them.
No, it was to burn
We can
down,
only
burn
kill
down
14
Waterdeep.
now.
There's a difference.
You're killed by guards. Start over. Roll. Today, we're rolling new characters.
Yes.
You have to start over at the beginning of Amphale.
Oh, shit. Alright, let's do it right this time. Where Four Horns lives.
We're
So we'll put
starting
the
over
first ring in the second volcano.
Oh, I totally watched Return of the King recently. Made me
I
happy.
almost did that over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm bored. I want to watch something.
I hadn't
Hey.
watched that one the least. No, wait. I have watched that one the least out of all of them, so I was just
It has
like...
been way longer than a minute or 90 seconds, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I stopped counting
Yeah,
because I
I think,
didn't believe him in the
Ben
first
is off
place.
the show.
Maybe he's constipated.
It's possible.
I'll snap. Sounds like one of those glorious commercials for Pepto-Bismol.
I want to make a character that is a ranger, and his like hand has been cut off, and he replaced it with a crossbow.
We actually had a rogue in my first ever tabletop RPG Pathfinder game that my first day in the crew, he tried to sneak into my bag, and I rolled really high on my perception and like detected. Well, I rolled like medium high on my perception, so the DM was just like, "You just hear someone rifling through your shit." And I was like, all right, well, since I don't know who that is, I just sort of like fling over
Listening
with
to
my
Johnny.
kukri, like wildly. And when I rolled my attack roll, I got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Ah!
And I rolled max damage.
Oh no!
And so the DM was like, yeah, you cut his hand right the fuck off. And so on my first day, I cut off our rogue's hand, and I spent the entire rest of the game trying to make up for it. And so we
Aw.
ran across this group of kobolds, and kobolds have these like tail weapons that like they mount on the end of their tail. And so we got a bunch of those, and since he was a halfling, the DM caveated that we could mount the tail attachments to his hand. So it became like I just like went kobold hunting to get him as many hand attachments as possible. So he had a sword, a mace, and a flail with a. We ended up modifying it, so he had I think it was a 20-foot chain
my
that he could
God.
like swing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And the chain actually was kind of broken, and he by himself took care of a boss during one of our like big fights. Like we were all handling all of the little guys, and he was just over there like
Way
the
on
boss
way on
can't hit me unless he rolls like a natural 19. And I'm hitting him every time, so he just like nickeled and dimed the boss.
Wow.
It was
I
glorious.
bet the DM loved it.
Well, you've had Justin before. He did actually love it because
Really?
it was absurd.
I feel like I walked into a stereotypical like joke from a sitcom, like literally, and it cut his hand like clean off.
No, it sounds
I
more
did.
like a stereotypical joke from a D&D campaign.
Yeah,
And that's why Colton hates my bard.
that's fair.
Actually, that's kind of why everyone hates my bard.
It's not the singing.
What is it? No, Buttercup was not well loved.
Oh.
But also that's because bards in Pathfinder are broken, and you get like a bardic knowledge trait where you basically, anytime a knowledge roll comes up, you can just take a 10 instead of rolling the dice. And then my modifier was like 15, so I just had like I didn't even have to roll. I was just like, does a 25 inform me as to that? And he was just like, yes.
Yeah.
I know everything. All right, are we ready to stream this shit?
We are ready to begin.
Hold on, I'm getting my dice out.
Well, we were, but then Andrew
Wait,
fucked it up for the whole group.
I need all of my fireball dice just in case.
JIC.
All right. Now we're
You
good.
never know if you have to blow up the very hotel we're staying in.
Exactly. You get it.
No. I just know you.
And then the doctor has a strange crossover between Miriam and Terra.
Who's?
Your wild mage person
Oh, yes.
You have a wild mage
who
person.
burnt down and in on accident.
I forgot about that.
I
God
like
damn it,
wild
Ben.
mages.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, we have. It's just
You ever go out
I'm
into the forest and you
disappointed.
find a whole flock of wild mages?
I need that ad, Johnny.
It's fucking fantastic.
Anyway,
I hate the domesticated mages.
what?
Domesticated mages? Fuck
Oh
that.
boy, are we streaming?
No.
They're not as fun.
Damn, that would have been a great opening line.
Oh, look, it's trying to bite my face off. Aw.
Are you ready?
I am.
Are you actually ready?
Yes, it's my script is right here.
You didn't have it
Let's
open
do
when
this.
you said you were
Let's
ready.
do this.
It was in the other tab.
We're streaming.
I will-
All right. No good of themselves shall listener hear. Speak of the devil and she shall appear. Live from Portland, Oregon and Belfast, Northern Ireland, this is Speak of the Devil, a new live stream Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live play brought to you by Infinity Break, where we are telling stories our own way. This show is broadcast live right here on twitch.tv/Infinity Break Gaming and infinitybreak.net/SOTD. We encourage y'all to participate in the adventure by talking with each other about the show. We will be paying attention to the story for the most part, but I'll keep an eye on the chat from time to time. Before we get started, could you take a moment to share our link around to help spread the word so that more people can join us on this devilish adventure? Thank you. We appreciate your support.
You can probably take out that new part. This is episode 10. After
We
all.
are still new in heart and spirit. I still feel refreshed when I do this show. That's a fucking...
We
I
are
feel
new.
fresh as a baby's bottom.
We are new in the
Okay.
sense that we are young.
Yes. Around episode, I don't know, 305. I'll take that away.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna keep you to that.
You hear that, Johnny?
I feel like we can drop.
305.
I feel like we should drop new at the end of chapter 2, because this is honestly like the beginning of chapter 2.
Yeah. I mean, I figured. Or at least in all the marketing text I've been referring to last week as the end of chapter 1, so I hope I was on the right path.
So it's good. It's a good thing you were right, because you did not insult me at all.
I mean, we literally moved on to a new town, so
Yeah,
that's a
that
chapter
was a
end as
safe
far as I'm
assumption.
concerned. Anyway, folks, I would like to encourage you right here, right now, to go check out the Lemon podcast. As far as I have been told reliably by my first-hand source, which is to say the Lemon podcast Twitter account, that there will be a brand new episode coming out tomorrow. Will it be about Daredevil? Will it be about another comic? Who knows? But go check them out. They're our dear podcasting pals, and they make good episodes. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen and other identifiers, please welcome to the stage the mastermind behind this misadventure, the devil himself, that wild son of a gun, Johnny Rinaldo.
The slightly off-center Johnny.
You
Rinaldo.
spoke of the devil, and he appeared.
Yeah.
Last week, our party said their goodbyes to Amphail and trudged ahead to Waterdeep without even getting to finish their feast. They were denied entry to the... What's that?
That sounds like a chapter break.
Yeah, almost as though. They were denied entry to the north of the city and rather rudely instructed to approach from the south,
No,
like
that
the
wasn't the rude
rest
part.
of the commoners. What's that?
I feel like you're emphasizing the wrong part. The rude part was the blatant racism, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that also.
Is that
After a
not
bit
rude?
of debate, they begrudgingly hiked the extra 3 miles to the south, where they paid their way to the front of the line to get into the city. Once in, they chose the fanciest inn they could find to treat themselves, but found despite the extra premium that not being officially endorsed by the Adventurers Guild had relegated them to fairly common lodgings. A refund was pursued, but denied. We join our adventurers as they wake in the Sword's Rest Inn.
Is that the same die?
Thank you, Johnny. That was beautiful.
Meanwhile, we're comparing D20s over here.
Did we buy the same dice set without being aware of it?
Purple and red with
one's
gold
this
lettering.
one's like red and black with gold. Anyway.
I have to accentuate Vermal's new powers.
Anyway, hey, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn, I missed you.
The 6th member of SOTD. that comment is not in relation to anything we just said. All right. Well,
So is it the morning now?
Who was lodged with
Yep.
who?
yeah.
You two at the same room?
Oh, man.
I'm assuming.
Guess so.
Yeah, well, there was only one bed, and we know for a fact Dareth doesn't use them, so...
Where's our invisible boar friend?
Well, if you remember that you paid for 3 rooms, and Percy
true.
decided not to stay in one.
So there's only 4 of us. So 2 people bunk up.
And Tordek is incorporeal at best.
And I totally got my own room to stay the hell away from you two.
Hey, that's fair.
I love you, but
Okay, so
I wanted
Tordek.
to sleep.
Tordek
No, do you love Eden? I don't think you love Eden. Eden's a dude you've known for 72 hours at
I
most.
It's
tolerate
been longer than that.
Eden.
I
No, it's
think.
been a week.
on the opposite side of the spectrum of me tolerating Terra.
I don't know if I appreciate or understand that.
Begrudgingly,
We
but
were-
for completely different reasons.
Love me, though. I'm the best. Total silence was not how that was supposed to be reacted to.
That's the perfect way for it to be.
All right, so I guess I'm in a room with Dareth. We've decided in a
Yeah.
very haphazard way.
Yeah, because Tordek got their own room so that Pippin could sleep on the bed with them.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
Invisible Pippin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see what's weird about that.
Pippin is only invisible for an hour, so.
Sweet. Well, it's morning, I'm assuming, at this point. So
thank
I'm
God.
getting up and getting ready for a battle,
Dareth.
apparently.
Dareth sits up out of his bed and like stretches. Is there 1 bed or 2 beds? I thought there was 2 beds to each room.
Oh, who cares? I mean, yes, there's 2 beds.
Okay, well we slept in the same bed for some reason.
Oh, no.
I pushed both of the beds together so that I could stretch out.
Smart.
Hell yes.
Technically, we didn't both sleep.
I mean, you don't know that.
I was sleeping fine, but then directly behind me is just like sitting up straight in bed, like kind of hands
Reading
like,
the book.
yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, I'm imagining Dareth just going through the motions with bad acting. Like, oh, I'm just waking up. Look at me.
Bad acting.
With
let's
his
see.
book in his hand that he was just reading,
I
like,
love
oh, just
getting
waking
tired
up.
at night.
That was a 14 for deception. It's not that
Nice.
bad of acting.
That's the thing I do is I get tired at night. Oh, the sun's
Ben,
down.
roll-
You know what that means?
Don't you
I-
hate when you pass out for 8
Ben,
hours?
roll against that deception to see if you believe him.
any modifier or just straight
Your insight.
insight? Yeah.
It'd be insane.
Oh, fucking on my character sheet open.
I
now.
think it's a pretty safe assumption that you do not have good insight, but
Is it wisdom based or charisma based?
wisdom based.
Okay, actually, I have great insight.
You charismatically find out that somebody's lying.
18, motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit.
You are aware that he is acting.
Oh no, shit. What?
I mean, you don't know that he didn't sleep, but you're aware that he's lying to you for some reason.
Yeah. No shit. Would it be all of my past experience with him?
Yeah,
Or would it
that
be,
might have clued it in slightly.
would it have been context clues and a
Yeah.
basic brain?
I don't know what you guys are
You
talking
notice the
about.
book in his hand, and you're like, I'm pretty sure you were just up and reading, bro.
Like you always are.
I can really picture you, just going to bed, like just completely stuff faced. Oh, I am so tired.
I am very tired.
Like not closing your eyes, just
Not
making
even
snoring
closing your
sounds.
eyes.
I will see you guys in the morning. I am going to pass out for around 8 hours. Guys.
I might wake up in the middle of the night. Who knows? Might need a glass of water. Who knows?
I'm gonna be oblivious to the entire world for 8 hours. Yes.
I'm sorry,
yes.
Johnny. Did you have an adventure for us?
No.
I just hit my tooth
maybe.
on the glass.
Adventures make us late for dinner. We haven't even had breakfast yet. We
You're
should
right.
probably do
That's
that.
the first thing. Although, I need to go invisibilize Pippin before we leave, so that we can.
Are you
take him
telling
down
me
the
that
stairs.
wears off? Hold on, we're not even in the same room.
I'm shouting.
Don't even.
this.
You're just like yelling through the wall.
Are you telling me that wears off?
Okay, so I nudge Eden.
Oh, I awake Scottishly.
Sick.
Come on, it's morning.
Oh,
Let's go get.
fucking.
Let's see what the others are up to and get breakfast.
Ah, det låter som ett dan.
At this point in time, I'm already ready for combat, so I leave my room.
Jesus Christ, Merm.
Which is what you do in the morning.
Apparently.
That's a.
We're gonna keep that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I need a live tweet this session.
I should probably not be putting one on the table, eh?
And
gang
I'm leaving my
dunks
room
on
and already knocking
Johnny.
on your door.
Oh, never mind. Apparently, someone else is already here. What? Come in.
I don't kick the door in.
Oh.
I just open it.
Oh, you're already awake.
Well, I was invited to come in, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Morning. Hi.
Have you seen Tordek? I think we should get breakfast.
I
Uh,
actually
on
agree with
mention
you.
of breakfast, you hear the other door in the hallway open,
Nice.
and Pippin comes running into the room.
Pippin! He like jumps up on the bed. And...
It's like Christmas morning or some shit.
Pippin also does that thing that like really big, ungraceful animals that think they're much smaller than they are do, where he's just like his hoof is like directly on your crotch, and he's leaning his full weight in as he's like, "Hey, you want to pet my face?"
Pippin!
Okay, be nice. He's losing weight.
How I fucking love Pippin. I love Pippin
So
so
we are
much.
all love Pippin.
It's always the crotch too. It's like they know.
It's like, hi.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put this here.
I dare you.
Oh, it's on relatively
I
the same
dare you
place
to
on-
not love me right now.
It's exactly Vermal's special move. Like, this is where this goes.
This goes here.
Don't like that.
Perfect.
All right.
Any
so
sign of Tordek?
Oh yeah.
Tordek kind of just like strolls like and then leans in the doorway.
Oh.
And it's like I heard breakfast.
Yes,
It's
we
a
are
thing.
going to go
We should
get
probably get some of
breakfast.
that. Once we
Well-
find out where to get some of that.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
You should
ask
also probably
somebody.
turn Pippin invisible so that we can leave this place.
I was getting to it.
Well,
We're not
Vermal
leaving
was
yet.
about to remind Dareth of that, so.
I reach out my hand and touch Pippin to turn him invisible, but I don't realize that I was also touching Eden at the same time, and they both go invisible.
Do I have any legal recourse? Or I mean, not legal. But,
I'm gonna sue you.
oh, see
I
you
mean-
in the court of law, lad.
Are there's rules for if the person doesn't want to be invisible, right?
It has to be consensual, right?
Like a save.
No, it just
very
says a
common.
creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends.
There's no.
Anything
what
the
a
target is
creature
wearing
you
or
are.
carrying is invisible.
I'll
as
let
long
you
as it is
make
on the
a
target's
wisdom
person.
saving throw if you want.
The spell
Ben.
ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So if you two were to attack me,
Oh no! Not an excuse to attack him. Jeez. Okay.
But you heard that. You could do a wisdom roll to see
Yeah,
if
no,
you
Or
don't
you
no.
could just
be.
punch Darren.
Or you could just punch.
That's the one I'm aiming for. I'm going to. Can Dareth see me?
Nope.
No.
I'm
You're
gonna wait for a
invisible.
more opportune
I mean,
time.
unless you're gonna make the save, then
no,
you need
I'm
to.
gonna
make
wait
the
for a
save
more
first.
opportune time. Just all of a sudden, you're just gonna get bitch slapped out of nowhere.
Okay, did I passively observe that?
I think it's pretty obvious that both of them
Okay,
just went
yeah, I was
I was
invisible.
like,
You know-
wait, Eden was here a second
and now
ago.
I'm
What
the
the
only one in
hell?
the bed.
You know when you're getting brunch with your friends and one of them evaporates out of this plane? Well, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was there and then clearly was not there.
Oh, okay.
Roll
So
for
we
quick-
only have to buy breakfast for 3 now. Awesome.
No, I don't like that.
Tordek sighs heavily and is like, "Come on, Pippin," and just like starts walking down the stairs.
Hell yeah. Skittles.
All right, let's go, guys. Let's follow. Let's
Glenn, I
follow
swear to
Tordek.
God. You might say the deception was transparent. Thanks, Glenn.
So you guys get to the bottom of the stairs. Tordek has already gone outside with Pippin to avoid detection.
Naturally.
Extremely important question.
Yep.
What do I roll for unarmed strike? Just so I can have that in my back pocket for later.
It's just a regular old attack roll. I don't believe you're
proficiency, though.
proficient in unarmed, so you don't get your proficiency, but you would get your strength bonus.
Cool. Thank you. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
Unarmed slap.
What's the damage modifier? Probably like 1d8.
It's actually just
It's
one
your
damage.
What's your hit die?
Or not damage, hit die. That's what I meant. Just
I usually do it with a D2, so you roll a D4, and 1 and 2 is 1 damage, and 3 and 4 is 2 damage, plus your strength.
Enough. All right. It might be hammer time at some point.
Oh,
You have no fucking clue.
Was that in
I believe it
character?
was our first episode. You were threatening to hit him over the head with a hammer just to see if his memory would be jogged. So
Maybe
there
this will
it
jog
is.
his memory.
Maybe you
retro-
finally just decided to make good on that.
Retroactively, like 9 episodes later, kind of wish I did that.
Wait a minute. I never
What
told
if
you
this
that.
whole time he had been normal?
Yeah, but what if he had been
What if it
normal?
worked?
He was just one traumatic head injury away from normality.
So, we're like in the lobby?
Yeah, before exiting, I want to go talk to the
This is a good show.
clerk? I don't know what you call her.
Receptionist?
Receptionist?
Oh no, wait, it's a hotel. What's the
The-
phrase?
The person that you
Desk
talk to
person?
is the owner.
Okay, I want to go. I would like to speak to the owner.
I want to
please.
speak to the manager.
Oh my god, what is
right
it?
there.
Mephesia the Incredible is still at the desk,
Sir? Pardon?
and that is her name.
One more time, please.
Mephesia the Incredible.
Concierge. Thank you, Glenn. That is the phrase I meant. Concierge.
I would like to approach. Gonna set.
There's like a nameplate. I didn't like give you that out of nowhere. Like if you were looking for a name, it just says
Psychically got her
Mephesia
name.
Incredible in like golden emblazoned letters on the desk.
So I walk up and set our key on the table or on the counter, and I'm like, "Say, we were looking for somewhere to eat breakfast. Do you have any recommendations?"
Well, we serve coffee here. I think you'll find it expensive if you're not in the guild.
From absolutely nowhere comes the line, "Oh, we don't need this level of discrimination." Eden has perhaps forgotten ever so slightly that he cannot be visible. Seen was the word I meant to use. not
Doctor,
visible.
like really unsettlingly, her eyes settle directly on you and don't like she's not like looking around for you, like she is looking directly the fuck at you.
Don't know if I'm a fan of that.
The full cup has food for about 10 silver a plate.
Fantastic. How are their eggs?
I haven't been. I have better taste than that.
All right. You're fun. I'll see you later.
Incredible.
Does
You're
the target of
incredible.
my slap have to be Dareth?
It doesn't have to be, but like fair warning, Mephesia will kill the absolute shit
No,
out of you.
I know. I'm not going to actually
Over a
fight her.
slap.
Oh yeah.
If I'm gonna die,
You,
it's
like
gonna be
she's
like,
that
please.
fancy, man. Like you think that she's just gonna take a slap and not skewer you?
Don't worry.
She will literally put you on a spike and mount you out front with a sign that said "I slapped Mephesia."
This is not an
and
actual.
then, like,
No,
as a
this is not
warning.
my actual intent. Don't
No,
worry.
she will stab you with the nameplate.
Guys,
Yeah.
I think Eden is too much of a loose cannon. We need to be careful with him.
Oh, Eden's a loose cannon. Okay, great.
About slapping
Coming from
concierge.
Derek.
I'm gonna go hang out with Tordek before either of you die.
Concierge.
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 Thermal, when you go outside looking for Tordek, you quickly find him with his hand on his forehead. Percy is right next to him with a clipboard again,
Oh, hi, Percy.
just like asking him questions. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. And so, if you were to rate the velocity of water, would you say that it was like 3 miles an hour or like 5 miles an hour? And Tordek is like, I don't know. You've asked me that 11 times.
What is a mile? I do everything in
A
kilometers.
really inefficient unit of measurement.
No, I do everything in kilometers.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
So Dareth walks out, holds the door open, holds the door open, assuming Eden is somewhere behind him, because he heard him previously.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
Clank, clank.
You don't have to make
Big
noise.
ass armor.
You could try to be stealthy
You have disadvantage, don't you?
if you want.
I don't remember what my stealth modifier is. Shit.
Probably not good.
Your stealth modifier.
Okay, shut your
is
fucking mouth.
shit.
It's 0. It happens to be 0, but like, shut the fuck up anyway.
Doesn't mean you have to point it out. Can I make a perception check and see if I see the full cup somewhere from the entryway of this hotel?
Yeah, so if you remember, like, the entrance to the South Ward, where you, like, the gate that you came in, like, you immediately saw 4 different places, and you were in one of those 4 places, and the full cup is another one of those 4 places. So it's 2 doors to your left, basically.
So Dareth walks out, puts his hand up to his eyes to block the sun, and just like, there it is.
Nice.
Let's go.
And despite the fact that it's early morning, there's already a collar outside the full cup, just like, breakfast, 3 silver off if you bring your pickaxe, if you work in the mine. Like,
that seems really
Johnny, it's a
Hey,
prepared.
Percy, do you have any pickaxes?
Percy just sort of looks at you and he goes, "No,
Okay.
That was kind of.
I could make one."
No, that's okay.
That
Appreciate
is
it.
kind of racist. Thank you for pointing that out.
You just assume he's
Not
a
all
dwarf, he
dwarves
has
are miners.
pickaxes.
No, but he's also a complete tinkerer and has all kinds of stuff.
What kind of tinkerer uses a pickaxe?
You never know when it'll come in handy, which sounds like something that Percy would say.
No, you never know when alchemist fire is going to come in handy. It sounds like something I would say.
Wait, do you have alchemist
Pickaxes are for plebs.
fire? Are you saying you have alchemist fire?
You know for a fact that I have alchemist fire.
Also, if pickaxes are for plebs, that's a little classist, don't you think?
I don't like
You know
where
what?
this is going. He canonically says,
Come on, Tordek, I don't need to take this. And then he like storms away.
Does Tordek follow?
Tordek like stands there for a second and looks at Percy and looks at you guys and looks at Percy and looks at you guys. And then Percy goes, "I'll make something cool for Pippin." And Tordek's like, "Peace." And
That's completely fair.
All right, let's
yeah,
follow.
I'm gonna
Let's head
follow
to the
them.
full cup. Let's get some breakfast.
little hoof prints follow Tordek.
They're just appearing. So we
A
head
small
to the
child
full-
like trips over an invisible boar.
Oh, poor Pippin.
Aw, Pippin, you okay? Oh, hi, child.
How dare you touch my boar?
So
Eden is highly quiet, so I'm very much like where
Dareth has
where
completely forgotten that Eden is there.
Thanks,
Guess
Tom.
it's just you and me today, Vernal.
And Shadow. Don't forget
All
about
right.
Shadow.
Oh yeah, just the 3 of us.
The other invisible one.
Damn it!
So we head to the full cup and throw open the door.
So the door is already like propped open because it's just like nice outside. When you walk in, you see a couple of like miner looking people like sitting there with like shoveling oatmeal into their mouth. You see
Children?
a couple of like blacksmith looking people. Like everyone there looks like very much like they have a difficult job where they work with their hands. Behind the bar, you see a guy tilting back in a chair with like a newspaper out in front of him with his feet kicked up, and you see a barmaid like hurriedly going around serving everyone, even the people who are like standing right next to the guy with the newspaper.
Is there like a sign that says "Please wait to be seated"?
Nope.
Okay.
Is there an open seat?
Let's get a booth.
There are several open like benches.
Let's get a bench.
Let's get a bench. I like booths. I'm with you on the booths, but if you
You take what you can get.
when in water deep,
Yeah,
Yeah, they're the kind of benches where like the seats of the bench and the table are like all one piece.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, well, that's all that's in this place is just like lines.
We can
of
do better.
those.
I'll, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Eden sits down somewhere.
Mysterious.
Is he even at the same table? Who knows?
No one knows
Oh,
until he
no.
speaks up.
Only
Eden is
knows.
adapting to being invisible quite
I
well.
think he likes it.
I think he's pretty okay with it. I can imagine.
Dinky likes it.
How long does invisibility last?
1 hour.
1 hour, unless I lose my concentration.
So I have like
Or
40,
you get slapped.
I have like 45 minutes to sneak in a punch.
Sick.
I literally tweeted before the show. I quote tweeted our link with Eden will not be having fun today, and then followed that up immediately with never mind. Eden is now invisible and having a blast. Having a good day.
Well, canonically, I don't know that you're having a great time, so I'm going to try to forget that.
Yeah, no one can see his smile, and no one ever will.
No one can see the
No, he's the
rise
Cheshire
smile.
cat. There's just this big smile.
Yeah.
That's the only thing visible.
Oh, we're all mad here.
As the sun reflects off of your bald forehead, but doesn't.
So you guys sit down
Yeah.
in wherever it is that you sit down.
Bench.
And after a moment, the barmaid comes over. Yes, can I help you? What can I take? What can I take your order?
Eggs.
Eggs.
I like eggs.
Is there a particular number of eggs you'd like prepared a certain way, or dealer's choice?
Dealer's choice. I just love eggs.
All right, that'll be 10 silver.
Deal.
We have coffee on special. That's 2 silver this morning.
Coffee.
Marvelous. And anything to eat for you?
Eggs?
What's on option? Give me the top 3 popular things.
Well, we do the water deep fry, and that's soda bread, potato bread, a bap, sausage, and bacon.
How much?
It's a type of bread.
Yeah. What?
That's 10 silver as well.
Okay,
Sounds
plus
like-
the coffee, that'd be
that's a lot of
13
carbs.
silver.
12 silver.
I'm okay with that. That sounds wonderful.
Sure you should be
All
eating that
right.
many carbs.
16
I would
to
just
hit
like to
plus
point
3,
out that
that's-
is like the traditional like Belfast breakfast. Like that's what I just ripped off was like that's a Belfast fry,
And it
it's I
sounds-
swear to God,
it
3
sounds
kinds of bread and 2 kinds of
delicious.
meat.
It sounds delicious, and I haven't had bread in like 24 hours.
16 to hit plus 3, that's 19 for 2 damage. All of a sudden, there's a massive bruise on Dareth's shoulder, and I flicker back into existence and say, "Can I get a glass of punch?"
Maybell screams, throws her order sheet up into the air, and then like, hold on. Goes to punch the doctor as it just like as a gut reaction, rolls a
Shields up.
1,
Okay.
and also punches Dareth in the face.
At the same time, the punch makes Dareth lose concentration, and Pippin appears as well.
I wasn't expecting breakfast and entertainment. Oh, hey, Eden.
What's great is I pre-rolled that maybe 2 minutes ago, just so I could wait for the opportune time to sneak it in. 16 to hit plus 3.
All right.
Okay, so I got punched by.
So she picks her order sheet back up and then sort of slaps Eden on the shoulder with it. Don't do that.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. Desperate times called for desperate measures. He will not elaborate on that.
Do I take damage from her punch as well, or is it just Eden's?
You take 1 damage from her punch.
Okay.
So that's 3 total.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'll heal touch you later, or I'll whisper healing words at you.
Ooh.
The touch.
Those both
You know,
sounded really gross.
Either
Children?
of those just sounded like our standard Dareth and Eden innuendo sessions. I'm okay
We
with
shared
that.
a bed last night.
Sensual healing.
I'll whack you with my hammer later.
Oh.
The hammer is his penis.
Oh, that was unintentional.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. All right. Anyway, breakfast? If some
All right,
people could
Baldy,
stop
did you want anything, or can I go back to the kitchen now?
Glenn appreciated me. That's all that matters.
Rubbing
Oh,
my shoulder, like,
I'll take a full whatever I wasn't listening. But the breakfast.
All right,
full
that's
bell
20 silver for you, and she writes that down as she's walking away.
Hell yes.
There's a momentary pause as Eden just kind of stares off into the middle distance. Yeah, worth it.
Worth it. Nice.
And then pays accordingly.
Did anybody see what hit me?
Monsieur Ronaldo.
I don't know. How many things have you turned invisible today?
Monsieur Ronaldo,
Just
what
the
is the
two.
conversion
Just
rate
the
between
two.
silver and gold? How much money did I just spend?
You just spent 20 silver.
Yes. What is the conversion rate between silver and gold?
2 gold.
Thank
That
you,
is 2 gold.
Andrew. You're so helpful.
You're welcome.
Wait a minute.
10 copper is a silver, 10 silver is a
Yeah,
gold,
okay.
10
I already got the
gold is a
information I needed.
platinum.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Minus 2 gold for being a dick. I'm adding that to my. I'm not even kidding. I keep a ledger.
Yeah, I
would
kind of keep a
ledger.
ledger too.
Ethan's a goddamn.
Ethan, who the fuck is Ethan?
Ethan
Oh,
Radford, his brother.
the ranger.
Is that your new lie name?
No.
I-
Ethan Radford is his American cousin.
Nah.
There's Ethan Radford, and then there's Eden Radford. Ethan, shit, whatever. Who cares? Let's move on. Is there a monster this week?
The monster.
Let's
was
start with
us.
breakfast.
You get attacked by 12 owlbears.
The monster. the
but
monster is
just
friendship.
you.
The monster was you all along. Everybody roll initiative.
Hell yeah!
Yes.
I got the shield and everything.
Oh, I'll kill the shit out of you guys.
Fucking hell.
So this is how it ends. Do we roll new characters for next week, or?
No, Dart's
And now we
alive.
roll new characters. All right, so you guys, you get your breakfast after a little bit. Maybell brings it back, carrying all of the plates at once, very skillfully.
Nice.
Sets them all down. Dareth, you literally have like 6 over easy eggs just like piled on top of each other.
Nice.
God, I really want to get like
What I like. I like this place.
Galactus hungers. I really, I can't emphasize enough how much I want to get like a massive fucking breakfast right now.
How's the coffee?
Huh? Oh.
Hey, Johnny.
The
How's
coffee's good. Like I mean, like
Sick.
working people don't come here if the coffee's shit, you know.
No, okay, cool. Good.
Yeah.
I
The coffee's better than the food. I'll even go just as far as saying that.
Oh, then Fermal starts off with the coffee, proficiently wolfs down the breakfast, leaving half of the coffee left over, because I'm not assuming free refills here. But I want to save the coffee for last and then finish that off. Cool. Done.
All right, so I was thinking we go to the bookshop after this in the trade ward and check that out.
I've got a great idea. We should find the bookstore
Well,
and then go there.
presumably that's part of it.
Yes.
Details.
Yes. But we also got to get to the trade district.
Thank you, Glenn, for calling me the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Dun, dun,
You don't notice her approach, but suddenly Maybell is like right behind you, Vermal, and is like, "Was everything all right today?"
Holy shit. Hi.
Yeah, 2 can play at that game.
I wasn't invisible anyway,
fellow ninja.
but I appreciate the skill in this retail environment. Got ourselves an in ninja.
Did you all need anything else, or is that it for you today?
I'm done. Are y'all done?
Yeah, it was good.
It was.
Hey,
She starts stacking the plates on top of each other.
Hey, we're new in town, and we're looking for the trades ward and for a particular bookstore in the trades ward.
Well, the Trade Wards is just to the north, but if you're looking for a book, you're better off staying in the South Ward. We've got bazaars here to buy things from. Contrary to the intuitive notion of what the Trade Ward might mean, there aren't very many shops there. It's more of a production area, like people with trades do their trade there.
There are some blacksmith
Wait.
slot.
But people don't actually like trade there, really. There's only one place in the entire trade ward that I even know of that would have a book, and that's Orsaba's, and I wouldn't go there.
Why is that? do you spell
Orsaba's a bit strange.
Strange.
Let's just
how?
say.
I like
You know,
strange.
I'd never be so cruel as to go further than that.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we won't tell anybody.
What? You're hella cool.
Roll a deception check now.
No, she did a good job of taking care of us today. I mean that.
Yeah,
Alright.
so is there anything else I could help you find? There's a real nice bookstore just up the road here. Wee lad named Ethan runs it.
What's Ethan's last name by chance?
Yeah, John.
Bedford?
Bedford? What was it?
Ethan
Bedford.
Bedford.
Ethan Bedford.
Ethan
This is
Bedford.
my fucking American doppelganger, and I don't like this.
Ethan
First of all,
Bedford.
that was original. That was the original character, copyright Ben Hamlin, 2018, trademark.
All right, well, thank you very much. Dinner was great.
Dinner?
Dinner.
One more time,
I
dear.
mean-
No, that was canon. We're keeping that. That's
I
perfect,
mean-
Dareth.
Breakfast.
It's like 11 in the morning, lad.
Wait, what time?
How
Oh,
late were you two out? Were you three out?
It's, I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, how long have you been awake, Dareth?
These are valid questions.
Anyway, we should get going.
The usual amount of time. Sips coffee.
Sips coffee that he doesn't have.
Yeah,
Well, you know
sips
what they
the
say.
last of my
Sips
coffee.
Vermal's coffee.
I'm like, hey, that was
That's how you get your hand chopped off.
slowly,
Permission to request a roll sleight of hand on that.
and then replaced with a what? Now pickaxe.
Cobalt tail.
Now a pickaxe. We're going that way.
Oh, the word of the day is pickaxe.
Ding. The more you know.
A little bummed out the word of the day was not, in fact, a punch.
Do we see how many pickaxes are there in the room? Can we count them?
Is this Sesame
roll a
Street now?
perception check.
All right, go for it.
Tell me how
Count the
I,
pickaxes.
I don't actually want to count them. It was a Sesame Street joke.
Oh,
Okay.
For once you were out of character. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's hard when y'all don't have voices.
Who says I was out of character? Dareth was a huge Sesame Street fan when he was growing up.
Yeah, and it was a
You know,
little...
the famous play Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah, that play lasts forever.
That's more of an outdoor interactive theater experience in the town of Sesame.
Yeah, on Sesame Street. That's
Yeah.
where they make the performance. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
it's
yeah.
called-
It's
They
not-
do
it's not-
Sesame Street in the park.
Yeah, it's not even like traditional theater. It's not even theater in the round. It's like an immersive experience where you go there and then there's like a bunch of scenes that you can stumble across, like puppets counting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vampires.
What's
Counting.
Wait,
Yeah,
what's the
count.
name of the actual show in New York that I'm thinking of?
I have no
It's
idea.
like it's like it's that weird like horror thing in a hotel. Never mind.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks. That's it.
Oh, the documentary. Got it.
Yeah, no, I think it's called The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. I don't know.
Cool. So, are we
I'm
leaving?
looking
Yeah,
it up.
This establishment?
Let's head to the,
I'd like it if you
the
did.
trade
I
board.
love this concept. Let's do
And that was in character Maybell.
I like Maybell. It's too bad she doesn't like us. I wanted to eat here again.
We could still eat here.
This is the curse of being on the road all the time. We don't
Cool.
eat
Are we?
I mean, your money's still good here. It's just your seats are also good for other
people.
customers
Yeah, exactly.
who
Business
would like
woman.
to eat.
Businesswoman here.
All
Makes
right,
sense.
we'll get out of here.
Yeah, let's go outside.
And if you can't tell, I'm a little short-handed, and she motions at the person reading the newspaper behind the bar.
Well, why don't you tell his ass to get to work?
Because he's the owner.
Oh,
Oh,
you want me to tell him to get to work?
Johnny, you can just
No,
at
I
my
want
old
you to
boss.
leave.
doesn't
All right.
owner mean more responsible?
You'd think, but that's
Well,
You'd
I mean,
think.
yeah. Well, if you need help with that, we'll be back later.
Ben Hamlin chuckles softly as the sole administrator of Infinity Break. Oh, ha 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 ha.
Haha.
I do that.
How well are you paying yourself?
I don't pay myself anything.
I'll pay myself.
Patreon.com/Infinity Break. Every dollar helps.
so we
That's the best ad we've done yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're totally welcome for that plug lead in.
I don't take a salary. I just take more anxiety.
you get paid in depression.
I sure do.
I will totally pay you in celery.
Once again, you can help co-pay my meds by going to.
All right, so I'm outside.
Yeah, we have.
I'm presuming Tordek's already there, and a now visible
Percy.
Pippin,
Yep.
and a very
you
visible
see no
Percy.
sign of Tordek, Pippin, or Percy.
How long were we there? Were we there for an hour?
Did
out of
they eat
curiosity?
with us?
Does
No.
that count as a short rest?
They walked in the opposite direction.
Oh shit! Oh shit! So
They
somewhere
walked
else,
away from you.
somewhere far away, Pippin just suddenly showed up.
I'm sure Tortek's okay with that.
Were we there for an hour? Did we take a short rest? Does that count as a short rest?
What?
Nope. You were there for like 45 minutes.
Are you mad that you expelled us?
Can we sit? I want to find a bench and sit for another 15 minutes.
I'm so sorry, Johnny. You clearly have something for us to do today. We're just being dicks. This is revenge for making me like watch all my friends die.
Thanks for including all of us in that statement, Ben.
I definitely meant when I said my friends, I meant the strangers on the battlefield.
Oh, not me. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Unless I have watched you die.
cool.
and-
So while you're sitting on a bench, probably reading your book and ignoring everything I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Friendship. What can I say? What is this? Orsaba? Is that what she said?
Or Savas.
Osorva?
Or Savas. Although I kind of want to check out that Ethan Bedford's place.
I'm so mad about this.
I'm fairly certain that was the same place.
No, she said that was the one that the bookstore here that actually sells books. Or Savas is in the trades ward.
Yeah, okay, so we should probably go to the one where... What, do you need another book?
No, or Savas.
Are you done with the one you're reading?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you need to consider finishing one book
Close
before
the
you
book.
start indulging in another.
Close the book and then just like hold on to it with both of my arms when you say that.
That's fine. You know, you
No,
just hold on to your...
Orsava's is where
to your
Midori said we need to go.
Yeah, so maybe we should... Maybe we should... I mean, do you need another book?
No, I'm not. I don't need a book. I'm just saying that's where we need to go.
So we're not going to go hang out with Ethan.
I'd still like to visit. He sounds like an interesting guy.
Maybe we should visit on our way back.
All right, I guess.
Yeah, like, you know, let's check out Orsava's first. Any objections?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you are
Eden puts it on Twitter.
just fine.
Oh, did you just call me fine?
Yeah, but I didn't
Eden
accentuate
blushes.
that in any particular direction.
All right, fine.
Cool. So I get my spell slots back, right?
Yeah,
you
sure,
sat there
whatever.
for 15 minutes. Yeah, cool.
My one spell slot.
Killed 15 minutes determining what we're actually going to do.
We talked really slow.
That's okay. But for you, because I had coffee.
I had
So I
eggs.
talked really fast and waited for you to actually respond.
That's also presumably the only reason that Eden, who's normally a very calm talker, is now a little bit
did you have
antsy.
coffee?
A little bit antsy this morning.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Yeah, shot
You
is.
can kill things so fast like this. I mean, what?
I can feel my healing energy just coursing through me.
Woohoo.
Around my bald head, which occasionally sparks off light. Don't give him caffeine, I guess. I don't know. That's the moral of the story.
Cool. Let's head to the trades district.
Yes, let's go to the trades ward.
Let's head to the hell out of the trades district right now.
No, we're heading to. Oh, I see.
Let's go.
The hell.
So you guys
into the
head
trades ward.
north up the main road through the southern ward, and you get to the trades ward. There isn't a gate between these two wards, but as you cross in, you can almost immediately tell the pavement changes, and all of the buildings go from the southern ward is almost all there's a lot of residential. There's a lot of bazaar type alleyways with little tables set up as shops, but most of the actual structures are housing, residential. As soon as you get into the trade wards, everything's large warehouses. You see a couple of open blacksmitheries where 7 or 8 blacksmiths are working at one time, just churning out horseshoes and stuff like that. So as you walk through, you see all of this activity, and Maybell was not wrong that you see almost no shops. And you find yourself about halfway through the ward. You can even see the castles of the castle ward off in the distance, and you're starting to go is there even a fucking shop here at all? And then you see, nestled between 2 large warehouses, a single tiny, it looks like a tiny cottage with a little sign that says Orsaba's Fine Imports.
I think that's the place.
Yes. Maybe they make books.
I would bet they do.
Or they import books.
Oh, this is so chic.
It's adorable. Let's go.
Is the door open?
The door is open. When you get to the door, there's a window on the door, but it's like so matted with dust that you can't see through it.
Awesome.
I enter.
Yeah. Is it dark in there? I'm totally going in.
It's like dimly lit, and as you get inside, everything is like really cluttered and dusty, and it doesn't look like anyone has been in there for a while. But there's like constant noise. It's not loud, but it's never actually silent. Like at any given moment, there's like the gong of a clock going off, and then there'll be like some birds chirping, and then you hear a stack of something fall over, and then another clock goes off. As you look around, you see a short, lithe figure with reddish-orange hair and pigtails on the top of a ladder, grabbing a book off a shelf. They slide to the ground down the ladder that they're on and turn around. When you get a glimpse at their front, you notice that they have a large red beard and a low-cut top revealing noticeable cleavage. And the book they're holding looks real, like Dareth, you cannot like look away from this book. It looks just like
book.
your book.
Yeah. The book is what has the attention.
Hi, you're late. I mean, I knew you'd be late, which I guess makes you on time, but I don't have time for a philosophical debate, so let's just say you're late. Really, I'm fine with you being late, but and then she, like, without turning their face away from you, they put the book in an empty slot on a bookshelf, which then, like, opens to reveal a passage, it's completely dark.
What was that book?
We don't have time for that. Let's just say you don't want to be late in her eyes, even if philosophically you're right on time.
Also, your clocks are going off at different times.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, just so you know. Cool. And I go down the passage.
Due to environmental factors and also the accusation that he has somehow failed another person, Eden's anxiety level is now at 3.
Oh, you
What's
have
the
a
scale?
measurement system for anxiety?
I just rolled for it, actually. I rolled a d4. So that you're at 75% anxiety.
Eden is down to 2 spoons.
So I start to walk in that direction, but I want to percept the hell out of that book if I can. As we walk
you can
by.
perception it.
I want to perception it very hard.
Yeah, roll for it.
Ladies.
That would be a 19, so that's a 17 total.
It looks just like your book. It has a light. So your book has like a light purplish glow. This book seems to give off a faint reddish glow. I'm sorry. This book gives off a faint whitish glow.
Cool. And then I want to address the person that was holding it and be like, when we come back, can we talk about that? I mean, I get that we have to go now, but...
I mean, can we talk about your book? And you notice that she's like even if you have your book in your bag, like that's what they're looking at.
I don't have it in my bag.
So you've got it in your hand.
Oh yeah, I've got it like I haven't put it down since Vermal said something
did you
about
just lie to her while holding your book?
They kind of go, as long as we can talk about your book, and sort of like move very
Nice.
slowly to poke it.
I turn away like slowly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Does that belong to you? Is that yours?
That's my book.
Why do you just keep it in the shelf like that?
Well, I mean, I've read it a couple of times now.
You've read the
You should go. You're late.
Okay, I guess. And then I will head down the hall.
As soon as all three of you are in there, the chamber door just like slams shut directly behind you. And even those of you with dark vision cannot see anything. Like nothing.
Question.
Eden's anxiety level is at 4.
Does my glowing sword do anything to address the darkness?
When you pull out your glowing sword, you notice that you and your compatriots glow, but you still like you don't see a floor, you don't see walls, you don't see a ceiling. You're clearly standing on something.
5.
But it seems to be a pitch black abyss that happens to be a plane for some reason.
All right.
In the distance, you hear a snap, and a white light blinks on in the distance.
Oh, we should go that way, maybe.
Let's follow the
I have been told reliably not to follow the light.
You've been telling other people not to do that too. But
Yeah.
do you see any other direction to go in right now?
I don't terribly see a lot at all.
Do I see Shadow? Is Shadow still with us?
Shadow is there.
I will not.
Bathed in the light of a reddish purple sword.
Is it doing anything?
Nope.
I will not be doing this for the entirety of the scene, but if you can imagine, this scene is happening with some frantic Scottish breathing. Kind of off to the side.
So
let's head towards the light.
So you guys head towards the light, and as you approach, you see a pearl white deviless reclining sideways in a tall, way too tall, ornate chair. You are late.
So we've been told.
Yeah, that's what they told us. Yeah. What's up? Hi. You.
You know, I find I prefer those who are late to those who are early. While both disregard the time of others, at least those who are late tend to apologize instead of feeling morally superior for their bad timekeeping skills.
That's fair.
I like her. I mean,
Did you find your time in Amphail rewarding?
I don't know if rewarding is the word I'd use for it, but mission accomplished.
Some of us almost certainly ate people, so that's a factor to consider.
Should have thought ahead.
That was Ethan.
It's a delicacy in some places.
Eden chuckles extremely uncomfortable.
Speaking of delicate,
Eden's also at 7 now.
Isn't this top of the scale 4?
Uh-huh. There wasn't a Satan there a moment ago.
wasn't a Satan.
Yeah, you know a Satan.
It's pronounced Satin.
Sorry, you're right.
He gets anxiety from satin.
Oh, that fabric really weirds me out.
So anyway, what are we to do for you?
She sighs and sort of just lays back her head almost upside down on the chair and not looking at you at all.
Don't like that.
There lies their costumes like a round bottom flask. In the loud raised volume has someone seen beneath their masks. Painted white, but there isn't any light. Anonymous. How many quotes, how many poems, how many books have you read by this author? Anonymous. She's written much, more often than not she is a woman. Why do you think, and she sits upright and looks at Vermal, that so many women would rather be nobody?
I don't get it.
She looks over at Dareth. You, the scrawny one with the book.
Me?
Who do you think wrote that book? Could it have been Our Lady Anonymous?
Yes.
Somebody did not study for this test.
Yeah, I'm going to continue with a strong maybe.
It's
You are no fun. Do you three even know why there are two evil planes, the hells and the abyss, and no good plane?
Today I learned.
Because good is subjective.
I hate that they always leave story time for me to do. Mind you, I wasn't even there. I imagine that those that actually were there that don't like parroting the same story because it reminds them that while they were there, they aren't allowed to remember it. Reminds them of what they lost. Before time, there were two snakes, Jazirian, who was feathered and good, and Ahriman, who was evil and scaled and had a forked tongue. and she flicks her tongue at the party, and it's forked.
Eden gets
They
the
fought.
analogy.
Yeah. They fought to decide which plane would be the center of the universe. Jerzirian favored his own verdant paradise, Bator. Ahriman favored his plane, the Abyss. They fought and fought and fought with such ferocity that the universe was torn apart and bled out, and each was flung into and trapped in their own plane forever, separated by the gash they had created. The blood of the universe is what we now call time, and the tear itself is, and she motions like just around, is here, the prime material plane. Now, and she leans forward. Now, I understand you each may have noticed that there are several material planes, but this one is special, and that story is for another time. Jerzirian, introduced to the slow poison of time, was transformed over millennia into He Who Was. Ahriman changed similarly to become Lucifer, demon lord of the abyss. During the reign of He Who Was, Asmodeus, the present ruler of hell, was an angel of virtue and chastity that served He Who Was with nearly unfaltering loyalty. Nearly. Lucifer began to corrupt Asmodeus from afar using the seed of chaos. Asmodeus spread that corruption throughout the ranks of angels. First, by recruiting the wives of He Who Was, convincing them to be jealous and wary of one another. Then he recruited their underlings, now dissatisfied with the newly wrought chaos in the land. The War of the Blood-Dimmed Stars, as it became known, Asmodeus revolted, wrecked Bator, shattering it into 9 layers of hellscapes. Asmodeus slew He Who Was, who, in his dying breath, granted Asmodeus full control of Bator, thereby trapping him there as He Who Was had been trapped. In a fit of rage, Asmodeus wiped every trace of He Who Was from existence, every memory, even his name, especially his name. The fallen angels were transformed into devils by their corruption and remorse. They now spend their days throwing hordes of fiends at the abyss to appease Asmodeus's thirst to possess the seed of chaos. And so it was that heaven became hell. If you ask me, it's not really so different now, except aesthetically. Not that I was there, but they're still fighting the abyss, and just look at that awful fuck you killed in Amphail. Alices was an angel, and the story goes that he was just as sick and depraved then as he is now. Or was. Know that nearly every devil that you need to kill was once an angel. Basilbul, Mammon, Belial, Levestus, Mephistopheles. And she leans forward and sort of like leans her chin on her hands and her elbows on her knees. Me, I'm no angel. I came along later. You could even say I'm the first full-blooded devil. I'm the daughter of Asmodeus and Pensosia, the first of He Who Was his wives to betray him. She was a sad, mournful woman right up until the moment I killed her.
Hey, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who is purposely not familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons lore, did we just hear the true name of God?
No. I mean, He Who Was is not a name. It is the absence of a name.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that. Wait, hold on.
Jerzirian?
Yes.
Jerzirian is a D&D creation myth, one of many. But Jerzirian is not He Who Was his name.
Okay. Never mind. I misunderstood. Hey, folks.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
purposely
Jerzirian
not
is a
familiar-
snake that created the universe.
Okay, that does not preclude what
So,
I
yeah.
just said.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm purposely unfamiliar with D&D lore. I've literally never read it.
All right.
Finally writing down notes after all of that story. The white one is the first devil. And done.
Says she is the first full-blooded devil.
Also, she's just like sitting there staring at you guys.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That was a great story. What else?
Well, let's get you to work then, shall we?
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
We're here to
She
kill
resumes
everyone
laying
that was-
sideways in the chair. There's an anonymous council in Waterdeep. Step 1 is finding them and either swaying them to our cause or replacing them.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not even I know all 27 since they are anonymous. Many of them protect their identities magically, but I've got one in my pocket that could be of help to finding the rest. Unsay Moon runs a restaurant in the Dock Ward.
How do you spell that?
She knows UNSAYMOON.
Sick.
And that was
Nailed
canonically
it.
the devil
Cool.
spelling that out.
No.
Yes.
Dareth pulls out his book and starts writing it.
Executive producer override. That was the devil spelling it out for you. This is the one time I'm pulling that card.
Unsay Moon runs a restaurant in the Dock Ward. She knows much of the workings of the city. And then she motions in the direction that you came. Orsaba is also on the council, but they don't get out much. And Mephesia, while she's not mine, the proprietor of the Sword's Rest, is the only member of the council to reveal herself publicly. There have been many attempts on her life, and none have been successful.
So we're supposed to hunt down all of, or not, hunt down is the wrong word, but we're supposed to
I
find...
mean, hunt down is the right word some of the time.
Well, but we were to find these closed lords and find out if they're friendly to your cause, and if not, replace them. Is that
Basically, yeah.
how I understand it?
Mm-hmm.
And Unsay
Mhm.
Moon may be able to help us with that. Are they friendly to you?
Who? Unsay?
Yeah.
I mean, Unsay is obviously, she's one of the people on the council that it directly serves me.
Oh.
She wasn't friendly. She'd have a few less fingers.
Well, that's what I wanted to know, if we needed to make her have a few less fingers for this purpose as well, but sounds like we do not.
We've reached 8.
Something tells me you couldn't cut one of Unsay's fingers off if you tried.
Oh, she's probably made of rock.
They're made out of metal.
God damn it. When did Dareth become the intelligent one?
Oh, when Eden stopped paying attention.
When you started opening your mouth out of character.
Yeah, actually. I'm kidding. I have been listening.
Oh, sounds
Okay, and you
Easy
said the
enough.
Dock Ward.
Dock Ward, yes.
Dock.
a
Good.
restaurant in the Dock Ward. What's the restaurant named?
Oh, I don't remember that. You can't expect me to keep track of such benign
Of
things.
course, you have
Trivialities.
much more important things to be concerned with.
So, we're looking for a restaurant in the Dock Ward. How many of those could there be?
Multiple, I'd say.
Oh.
That
One
was,
or more.
Eden leans down. That was rhetorical, lad. Don't worry about it. That was an intentional rhetorical device. Never. I'll explain it to you later. Some questions aren't meant to be literally asked. Doesn't matter.
Intentional. Cool. Well, what
Well,
else?
easy enough. We will bend them to your will.
Great.
Or
I
kill
have the
them.
utmost
Or kill
confidence in you.
That sounded facetious, but I'm going to pretend I believe you.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, I was going to say, can I bluff that I believe them?
That would be a
Roll.
4 on insight.
Yeah, I got
You believe it.
I got an 11.
You believe the devil has the utmost faith in you.
Yes. I am inspired.
Are you though?
Yes.
Yeah,
He
I got an
believes in
11
me.
on my roll.
To bluff.
Yeah, to bluff that I believe that they are not being facetious.
She just sort of looked like death stares Vermal. Will that be all then, children?
Sounds like we pretty much have our
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go.
marching orders.
She snaps her fingers and she disappears, and the sliding door of the like bookshelf in Ursaba's opens like 2 feet behind you all.
Oh, that wasn't there before, was it?
Let's get out.
Turn
I
and,
believe you have questions about a book before we leave.
Yeah, I turn and step back out. And is Orsava there?
You don't see any sign of Orsaba or the book.
God damn it.
You want to look around? You know how to Dewey Decimal System? What do you want, Dareth?
Eden will not be.
I know the alphabet. Doesn't that work?
That's a start, lad. That's a start.
Can I want to look over the bookshelves and see if any of the books stick out to me or if any of them have a particular glow to them.
Well, hey, lad. I mean, I might be able to help. I think I'm a man of knowledge. What's your other book called?
You think you're a man of knowledge.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
No. I mean, I can help. I mean, this book is similar to yours. What's yours called? And maybe that'll help.
No, seriously, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, what is your book called? Book?
I will take care of it. Don't be concerned with the book.
This is my favorite book,
Dareth
novel.
doesn't want help.
You guys hear, yeah, what is your book called? And look up to see Orsaba literally hanging from a rafter.
I super thought it was going to be Tordek.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was trying to hide,
Yeah,
but
you're
I
awesome.
really wanted to ask you what your book is called.
No, I wanted to ask the same thing.
I mean, I don't know what my book is called. That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I don't know what mine is called either.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for answering them.
Eden's just kind of shifting perspectives between the two of them. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
Orsaba like slips and falls into a like pile of books, and like this huge plume of dust kicks up. I'm okay.
Eden. No, my name's not Eden.
Did you tell me to eat it?
No.
Dareth.
Dareth, which is my name.
No.
My name's Orsaba.
Pulls out his book and a quill and basically goes Percy on her, asking about her book or their book and where they got it, and
that sounds like a
she-
little nightmare.
They aren't really like responding to any of your questions, and they just like keep trying to like touch the top rim of the book to pull it down to like read.
I pull it back. Like, but where'd you get your book?
Yeah. That's really interesting.
No, you can't see it. If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Waiting for it.
Lad.
No. I learned that trick in like the 6th grade.
But no, the book.
Oh boy, it's a good episode, y'all.
We just
It's a real good episode.
It is now canon that there is grade school.
Yeah, I mean, also we invented Sesame Street earlier.
The play.
The play.
we didn't invent it. It already
Oh, by the way,
It manifested itself.
I've got transcripts of that.
yeah,
I think it's. No, I don't know where it is.
my favorite character is the Count, the funny little vampire who can't stop counting.
Vampires scare me.
Well, this one's friendly. Anyway,
They all start friendly.
by the way,
Yeah, they start counting numbers, then they're counting veins on your skin. You know, it's just like
And then
it's a
lightning
slippery-
strikes, and you've got a bunch of bites all over you. It's a mess.
It sounds like a not good night.
And there's that dude that eats bugs.
Can I look in the front of my book? Does it have a title?
I'm glad this is only now occurring to Dareth.
So like, everyone else, close your ears, I guess. Your book doesn't really have a start
Tell us when we're
because it has an infinite number of pages.
So I just I
Wait,
keep flipping through it and never reach the front.
Yeah. So I mean, you might be flipping through it in front of everyone, and everyone notices that you're flipping for a while, and there's just more pages.
Got it.
You know what also occurs to me is that I listen to these episodes.
Yeah, I will literally
So I was
get
like,
the
why
video
did I
file.
put my headphones out?
I will literally get
Yeah.
the video file tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean,
But I also
close
don't
your
listen-
ears metaphorically.
Oh.
Oh well, easy
I also
enough.
I also kind of don't listen to our own show because I just performed it.
I listen to our show.
So
Yeah, it's because you edit the show. I edit like 4 other podcasts, my dude.
who gave you your book?
She did.
She did?
Yeah. You just talked to her.
Yeah.
The white stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, the person whose name we very smartly don't say out loud.
Does that mean there's a third book? Do you know?
I mean, there's a lot of those books.
Oh, really?
He didn't connect some of
Those
basic dots.
books. I'm like, did Orsava just give you a clue?
So, do you just hang out here with your book?
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, the longer I've had it, the less I've liked people.
I get
Okay.
that. I get that. Do you want to hang out sometime?
Aw.
Not really. It seems like you're just gonna pester me about my book, and, like, if you think you're the first person who's pestered me about my book, you're wrong.
Am I the first one you've met that also has a book, though?
Are books still
No,
a metaphor for genitals?
No, these are special books.
They lean in and they're like, "You think I've got this fucking movie bookshelf thing that goes to wherever it goes, and you're the first person to come in with a book?" Nah.
Well, I haven't ever seen another one. I was told there was another one, but I'd never actually seen another one.
Oh, you're talking about part 2. Well, no, I mean, you've got part 2. You're talking about part 1.
Yes? Wait, what do you have then?
I've got my own part 2.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh,
Let
them have a moment.
Are we still in this podcast? What? Are we still in this podcast?
Yes, we are.
Unfortunately, you're sitting in the room watching this conversation.
Oh,
So
hey.
Shut up. Dareth is finally having plot development.
yeah,
I'm into this.
let him have his moment. You've had moments, Eden. You're the whole beginning of
Quiet,
an
Eden.
episode.
I'm watching my stories. This is really exciting.
Tune in next week for the continuing adventures of Dareth in the library.
Just him sitting there reading a book the entire time.
Next week.
So I believe we were at the part where you just found out you have part 2 to part 1.
Well, I knew that there was another book, but have you ever seen part 1?
I mean, I don't know anyone who's found their part 1.
So yours
I'm
is part 2
pretty
as well.
sure they keep those in hell.
Where would you
They're
say
part
in
1.
hell? Do you know?
What's that?
Do you know where they keep them in hell?
Do I know where devils keep books in hell?
Yeah.
Also, which hell?
Hell.
Hell?
Hell.
No.
Fair.
Oh.
I was gonna make like a long story about what a stupid question that is, but no.
Well, I feel like that was kind of rude and unnecessary.
Don't
but...
be rude, he's an idiot.
All right.
Not canon, didn't say that.
No, you did.
All right. Dareth like pulls out his book. I guess it's still out. Starts like flipping through it and reading, and then just like turns and walks outside.
And we follow.
I guess I follow. I mean, you can follow.
All
but
right.
I guess I follow.
As you guys get outside, the door like just magically shuts behind you, and then Orsaba opens it and sticks their head out, and they're like, "Hey, if you have some gold to spend, you might want to check out." And they just like point sort of across the street to this very like grand-looking building. Like, I've got a lot of cool trinkets and stuff, but nothing that would help an adventurer. But that guy has some cool trinkets and stuff that would help.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And then they just shut the door.
Extremely sincerely, once we are outside of the of the building, Eden is going to turn to the only other player character here and address Vermal directly and say, all jokes aside, did you get the word of that?
Only that if I had money, I would be able to spend it over there to
Yes.
get
trinkets.
No, I understood the concept of commerce.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Well, what the hell are you asking?
There's a rowdy dog outside. No, I mean the whole between the whole bit about the hell books and
Oh,
basic,
are you talking about books?
yeah, between the whole
Like,
bit
still?
about the hell books and basic capitalism. It was the hell books I was confused about.
Oh, okay. So, what were you confused
You
about?
should probably be more concerned about the capitalism part than the help.
No,
beyond.
yes, but concern and
Honestly,
confusion.
Yeah.
Concern and confusion are two different things. I understand capitalism.
Okay. No,
Do not
no,
understand.
that's the thing is that you don't. That's why it doesn't work. Anyway,
Oh boy.
go ahead.
I mean, I agree, but that's also not what I'm getting at.
What about the hell books?
Oh my god. This is like in character. I'm sincerely asking. Like, no, also
Yeah, and verbal is in character. Sincerely, get to the fucking point.
Eden just dies and leaves the game.
Oh no.
No. No, all jokes aside, did you happen to get a word of that? I'm not sure I processed any of that.
There's hell books. Apparently, there's hell books, and Dareth has got one, but doesn't have other ones that are associated with the one that he has. And apparently, Orsava also has one that Dareth is interested in, but doesn't have the number one issue. It's like, they don't have the number one issue. It's cool. It's rarer. They're in hell.
Sure.
Did you get any of that?
No, I think I got it this
Oh,
end.
okay.
Yeah. So why do we... I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
know... Hey, Dareth. I know why we're... And Eden looks around to make sure no one's, like, within earshot, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, there are people like walking around because it's like a busy area,
No one's
but it's
directly
also an
listening to
incredibly loud area because there's like 7 blacksmiths working like 20 feet to your left.
Sure. Eden times his words around hammer falls.
Nice.
So I was thinking that we have to... No,
I'll hit something if you want.
No, that's okay, because I know it means me. I know that... I know why we're having to go either kill or convert some city council members, but because we're being forced to, but like perhaps I'm not wrapping my head around this in the right way. Why aren't we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Let me rephrase. I know why we're doing this. Why does it need to be done?
Because they asked us to do it?
Oh, that's true. No, but like seriously, what's
You're trying to figure out what their goal is?
kind of?
Who's they?
Those very pretty ladies we keep running into.
Oh.
He says coyly, so as to not break the foundational rule of mentioning them in public.
Ah, very good. Very good. Oh. Yeah.
I'm just not entirely sure what we're actually doing this for. I mean, I know, but it's 'cause
to
we're
not encounter a fate worse than death? I mean,
Right.
I don't know what gets you up in the morning,
No, I just...
but that one
I don't
is
know, I
the
need a
only
little-
reason I'm doing shit.
I don't know, I need a little bit of justification.
I feel like it is a dangerous path to try to understand why they're doing this, and it is a bad question to ask.
Eden leaves the conversation unsatisfied.
Everyone else is also unsatisfied with the situation.
Dareth is satisfied.
Except for Dareth.
What is the
who
universe?
is
Does it have
just
meaning?
a contrarian. So what are we going to do now? Do you two need to shop for trinkets before we head off to the dock?
Well, she wasn't
Place.
explicitly clear. What kind
Hold on. I pull Eden back and I say,
Ward?
just get back here.
Nice.
Lightly. I don't have a lot of strength.
Kate pull.
Wait, what's your strength?
Tug.
It's 11.
16. Eat shit. Anyway, go ahead.
And I say, I get that you're asking questions, but I feel like it's also extremely dangerous to ask said questions.
No, I know. It's also bloody confusing. So much has happened in the last week. I'm sorry, are you part of this conversation?
Oh, did you pull
I pull
him
Vermo over as
away
well.
from me?
I even
No, no.
mind
So I'm
it.
just like sitting there going like, eh.
I even mind it. Alright, no, I'll keep my mind shut and shut my trap, I guess.
I think it's best if we just do what they ask and not question them.
No, again, I know why we're doing it. Anyway.
Well, they gave us, 2 extreme options. We killed them all and replaced them. or we just replace them if they need replacing. That's some leeway.
Well, or if they're already friendly, we can convince them.
Friendly.
Yes.
Eden leaves the same conversation again, unsatisfied.
Nope, I yank him back now.
Alright.
I yank him back and then I walk away.
Alright.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anybody need trinkets? Because apparently they're nearby.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah, she wasn't technically clear what she mean by trinkets.
It
Like
was
those
just
little
strongly
porcelain
suggested
dolls
that it
you-
might be something that people might be interested
Yeah,
in.
adventurers might need.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Like those little tiny dolls of Nintendo characters, or like, what do you mean by trinkets? Music boxes, or
Let's
like
find out.
swords?
Maybe it's a snuff box. I
Ooh.
don't know.
We walk
Maybe it'll
over
be
there.
some sort of maybe it'll be some sort of drug that I can just go off to the side and ingest when you two are having conversations.
I mean, there were drugs in the last town, and you refused to.
Yeah, I don't like things going up my nose.
So it's the nose part that you don't like?
Tactile defensiveness.
Got it.
Heroin, on the other hand.
No. The only thing that should be stabbing skin is
Swords?
my sword. Or a knife. And I start, like, checking out my knives. I like it.
What a good party of players.
Alright.
Alright, sure. Let's see what kind of trinkets.
Let's check out said trinket.
He drops into a mumble because he's still
No,
beyond baffled.
Let's go to this shop. Trinket shop.
Shoppe.
Shop.
We're in
So as you
Vimeo.
approach the shop, you see the sign with a little more clarity, and you all immediately recognize the name of the shop.
Oh, God damn
It is
Johnny.
called the Riven Shield, and since all of you were in a former plane of existence involved in the Adventurers Guild, you would know that this place is sort of spoken of as a legend. People aren't sure if it actually exists, but supposedly it's a shop where retired adventurers will sell their most valuable trinkets, things that they've accumulated over their entire lives of adventuring, to secure themselves a very wealthy retirement.
Ooh.
But again, it's you didn't actually think it was a real place necessarily, or that if it was a real place that it would be in the middle of a fucking production area. It's hidden.
So,
We go in.
yeah, we check it out. Full
check
on
it out.
knowing that we probably can't afford it.
Speak for yourself.
I am totally speaking for myself.
Speak for yourself.
Eden,
Did?
Eden makes a concerted effort to dust off his shoes on the doormat.
When you get inside, you see that it's several stories worth of space with suits of armor and glass cases and weapons lining the walls everywhere. But as you're sort of looking around, you notice that there isn't any way out of the bottom base lobby area. There's no way for you to get up there. And then suddenly behind one of the counters that you're standing next to, a very small, very old, I forget the name of the race, but cat person appears.
Tabaxi.
Oh,
Tabaxi, very small, very old Tabaxi.
yeah, that
Can
was...
I help you?
We were just checking it out. Checking out your shop.
And he's looking you up and down. I think I've got a few things that you guys could use.
Really?
Cool.
And he's just scritching down notes. All right.
I pose.
And he points at Dareth and he's I'll be right back. And he comes out, he goes back behind a curtain
Shit, I'm
and then
excited,
comes
guys.
back out with a silver tray and sets it down on the table. This is the cloak of the rat. When you wear it, you can't be slowed, and when you're in the shadows, you can polymorph into a rat.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And this is a very fine mustache, and he holds it up, and it's just a fake mustache.
Holy shit!
It magically conceals the wearer's identity.
Magically.
Those are incredible.
As an
And then he puts the mustache on him, and two things happen. Is one, you immediately think he looks like a completely different Tabaxi. And two, you are magically compelled to compliment his mustache.
Wait, where'd the other guy go? This man with the beautiful mustache is here now.
Is that all of us or just Derek?
Derek starts
No,
looking
you're
around.
all magically compelled. Like, if you can see the mustache, you're magically compelled to compliment it.
Oh, damn, look at that.
Clark, you're late again. Superman was just here. As an already mustached individual, Eden kind of strokes his chin and, oh, interesting.
Oh, sweet, you're having a moment. Just be like, all right.
Oh,
All right.
no, it's not like a jealousy thing. It's like, if I buy this, how do I wear a mustache on top of my mustache?
No, I was thinking it was like just a total mutual respect, like you had forgotten that there was a fake mustache
Madre
in play
skills.
at all.
Mad skill center, man.
Mm-hmm.
Almost turned Jamaican, sorry. Lad.
And then he
man.
takes it off, and he looks like the original Tabaxi.
Oh,
shit.
Where'd
Who
the
was
other
that
guy
other
go?
guy?
Superman, you arrived just in time. Clark just left.
Where'd the one with the mustache go?
Oh, shit, that guy was
It was
cool.
me all along.
Derek's head explodes.
All right. So new character next week.
Mustache also makes people who view it heads explode.
Johnny, I'm sorry. The rest of the game is a shopping montage.
And then he holds out his hand, and he's holding a small pebble, and he like goes to hand it to you.
To me?
Yeah.
I take it.
As soon as it's in your hand, he goes Eka flip, and then it suddenly weighs 1 ton, and just like crashes to the ground out of your hand.
Oh.
Like
okay.
like you're like, oh fuck, like it narrowly misses your toes, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Holy shit!
I thought, like, therefore breaking Dareth's sand.
Did it blow through the bottom of the shop floor?
Like it's like
Time to
sitting
lose
in a
wrestling
small crater of wood.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, hold up. We're not paying for that. Those store damages are technically not our fault.
He jumps onto the other side of the counter, says Eka flip again, and then just picks up the pebble, and after a moment the floor magically fixes itself.
Shit, yeah.
Johnny,
You think I don't do that every fucking time I get or that's not his voice. You think I don't do that every chance I get?
No, I liked when he was from Brooklyn. Go back.
No.
Johnny, does this character have a name? Like,
He
yes
does?
or no? Like, don't tell it to
You
me.
could
Just yes or no?
ask.
He sure does.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, Glenn.
What's your name?
Carib.
What was the other guy's name with the
That's-
mustache?
Shit.
That was me wearing a mustache.
What's your name?
Carib.
Don't worry about this. We got this from here.
Oh my god, I fucking
Is
love
your
that.
friend broken?
There are a number of fan theories as to what's wrong with Dareth.
Broken is a very strong word.
How much for the mustache?
I don't think he's very strong.
Andrew, could you
The mustache is 500 gold pieces.
Fuck me.
No, sorry. Let me unwind this first.
What about the cloak?
The cloak is 500 gold pieces.
Can I guess the pebble is 500 gold as well?
It sure is.
You are a man of
Very excited.
You are a man of consistent pricing, if not of appearance.
Dara starts going through his pockets.
I mean, there are things that cost different amounts. It's just that's what I thought this guy could afford and would like.
Friend, as someone who's seen his wallet, you're about correct. Not canon, didn't say that.
Dara starts like going through his pockets looking for money. I don't think I have enough. How much do you guys have?
No.
I have... There's a momentary pause. A bit of gold.
Can you help me?
And then he doesn't elaborate further. Sorry, I'm just noting that my pretentious ass wrote Dr. Eden Radford, MD. I'm only just...
If you
addressing
need
that.
extra gold, Blazidian One Eye is a dragonborn fighter that hangs out at the Red Gauntlet in the South Ward.
And he's
he
a
gives
little
out-
sharker.
He pays quite well for mercenary contracts.
How do you spell his
and
name?
he leans in and whispers like, and he isn't affiliated with the guild. And like winks really heavily at you.
And his name was Basidian.
Blazidian.
Oh, blah.
How do you spell his name out of curiosity?
Blazidion. One eye. And I'm not spelling one eye. Because he has one eye.
How do you spell one eye?
Oh, I thought that
Aye.
was Elvish. Sorry, I get it now.
An Elvish Dragonborn? There's a story right there, by the way.
I'm an Irishman
Who
with a
said
German last
Elvish?
name.
Somebody? You did say Elvish, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
I know you did.
Eden, how much money do you have?
It was a joke.
Okay.
What?
Will you friend me some money for that mustache?
Oh, do you really need it, lad?
Think
That
of what
seems like a
we could
bit
use
of
it for.
Eden thinks for a moment.
You could have a mustache.
One second. Eden's gonna roll wisdom. Eden thinks about it with his 18 in wisdom and goes, I can't think of a single. I guess you get into bars that you've already been kicked out of, or you can,
What if you're trying to impress somebody?
Or you could just grow a mustache.
or you can just
and
grow.
then shave off the mustache.
Yeah.
And then grow another mustache.
Lad, I can walk you through the basics of how to grow a mustache. You just kind of wait. And it does most of the work itself, actually. Every once in a while, you kind of have to. Anyway, doesn't matter.
But that takes time, and there's a perfectly good mustache just right there.
No,
And it also,
500
like,
gold.
did you see it on that other guy? He looks incredible. His mustache was beautiful.
Look. Game recognize game, real recognize real. But I'm sorry. Oh boy. But
want
like
that fucking
500 gold is real pricey for anything, but especially for a tuft of hair.
A what?
A tuft of hair.
A tuft? I don't want to buy a tuft of hair. What the hell?
Tuft. T-U-F-T.
Tuft. But two.
Liter of cola.
Are you to tell me that you can't afford this mustache on your own?
All right,
No, I
lad,
can't.
Lad, how much? I'd consider. How much are you willing to fork in?
I have 100 gold.
Oh Jesus Christ, no. Who's Jesus? No one knows.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
What about? Do you have any more items for my friends here that they might be interested in?
Yeah, perhaps things that are not again.
When you finally start paying attention to Carib again, you notice that he has already put away all of those items and is already standing with a tray of 3 different items.
Oh,
And then he looks at Eden and sets the tray down, smiling.
Oh, alright.
Well, I noticed that you take very good care of your friends, and I've come to understand that there was an incident with a boar earlier.
Eden,
And he holds up Eden.
Eden does 2 things. One, he puts his hands in his pockets so as to not receive any hand-crushing boulders.
Pebbles!
2, Eden acknowledges that kilts do not normally come with pockets, my bad.
you could have pockets
And he
in your
holds
coat.
up a
Did
necklace
not actually say the second thing, but go on.
with a small jeweled pendant on it. If your friend and the boar attune to this, the boar can be stored inside of the pendant. And then he snaps his fingers and a dove just like materializes out of the pendant and like flies up to the rafters and just like perches.
Is the pendant circular with a white bottom and a red top by chance?
No?
Gotta
was-
catch the mob.
Oh,
fucking
yes,
mob.
actually yes. Specifically yes.
Johnny, you fucking millennial. How did you not get that?
I thought he was describing the very similar pendant that exists on a different podcast that I'm not going to say out loud. That it's not. And then I realized that it was a Pokeball, and then I was like, yes, actually it is.
Little button.
Speaking of the physical descriptors of things, Glenn would like to ask if this is a Groucho Marx mustache.
No, it's like a big, like, glorious, bushy, like, tradesman mustache.
Oh, wow, that's quite a magic trick you got there.
And then Carib snaps his fingers again, and the dove disappears from up on the railing. So you now know that it can retrieve the animal from a distance.
Oh boy, I choose you, little pendant.
This is the companion's locket, and it is only 300 gold pieces.
Oh. Eden then remembers that if you display too much interest in something, they'll raise the price.
He sets that down and picks up a little jar that looks like, I mean, like, think like a Vaseline jar, except for that doesn't exist in this universe. You know what that looks like.
Vaseline.
This is Invisocream. You put it on your skin, and it turns you invisible
Oh, I
for
have
1
the own
hour.
concealer. Thank you.
Concealer. Yes. Wait, do you put it on your clothes too?
No, you have to be naked.
Not a fan.
Knew there was a catch.
Or, I mean, you could wear clothes over it, but it only turns skin invisible.
There's a bald head joke I can make here, but I don't think I should. Go on.
Don't look at me.
And lastly, he hefts a javelin out of, like, you're just like, where the fuck did that javelin come from? And just, like, flings it, like, at the next story up at the wall. And the javelin, like, sticks into the wall, and a second later he dematerializes and then appears, like, just holding the javelin hanging from the wall.
This is the Javelin of Hithering.
That's awesome.
Bonjour.
And then he sort of, like, jiggles so that it, like, slides out of the wall, and then he throws it at the ground. It hits the ground, and then he appears standing next to it with it in his hand.
Very cool.
And Darren starts clapping.
Yes. Yes. That is insanely cool.
500 gold pieces.
Fuck that.
Boy. What's the, this is going to sound like a strange...
Probably worth it.
Little... Man. This is going to sound like a strange question to you, but what's the damage dice on that one?
I mean, it's just a javelin. So,
Johnny?
It's a
Darren,
D6.
Darren goes, it's
I mean-
1d6.
Oh, thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek. Whatever.
it's
Scotland's
not
so-
particularly sharp. It just fucking teleports you.
No, I acknowledge that the cool part is not the stabbing.
It can be used as a melee weapon, or you can
Yeah, I
throw
mean,
it. The range is like
For once.
31, 20,
That's what
I
I'm
think.
focusing on.
Okay, so Johnny,
Mhm.
this is a sincere question.
Mhm.
You said that he pulled it out of nowhere. Is that for comedic effect, or is that an actual purpose of the like? Is this thing like?
That is not a characteristic of the item. That is
Can it be
Carib is a
telescopic?
weird, magical little cat person.
Can it be telescopic?
Can it be
No.
telescopic?
Can
No.
you look through it to look at the stars?
No, that's
Yes.
not what telescopic.
No.
Got my
That
shadow
was
in
a
here.
Sorry for that surround sound sigh from Terra and I. All right. Well, it's not telescoping, so I'm no longer interested.
Oh.
No, I mean, we'll go through Verm's items first, and then.
And for you, and he already has a new tray of items.
All right.
He picks up what is just the sheath for a knife. This one is special. And he just like holds it out in front of him, and then he grabs where like the handle of a knife would be and closes his eyes, and a magical knife appears in his hand as he like makes the motion of drawing it. This is the imaginary dagger. And then he just throws it at the wall, and it sticks in the wall for a second, and then it just like kind of twinkles out of existence because it was ethereal in the first place. And then he like holds up the sheath again and pulls out a dagger, and then like throws it over, and then pulls out another one, and then throws it over, and then pulls it out. And each time it like disappears and then just like reappears when he goes to pull a knife out.
What? Vermal stops being stoic for 2 seconds and just kind of starts drooling.
It's like, how much is that thing I can't probably get?
2,000 gold pieces.
Fuck my life. Okay. I'm a little sadder knowing that that exists and I can't have it yet.
And the
It's also quite keen.
and the mustache is like a quarter of that, Vermal.
Shut up, Dareth. Look at the
Um,
knives.
And if you ever don't want to deal with your friends, he like tosses a pebble in the air at you.
No. And I just let it fall to the ground. My hands up like, nope.
He looks visibly disappointed.
Oh, sorry we didn't die for you. Our bad.
Is this a different
He
pebble?
walks over, picks it up, takes your hand, puts it in your hand, and then Vermal turns into a pebble.
What? Turn him back! Turn her back!
She can turn back anytime she wants.
By what?
It's a
Vermal,
magical
turn
item.
back! I yell at the pebble.
So Vermal, your experience of this
There
is that you definitely are aware that you are now like a pebble, but you have like full normal like hearing, vision, like touch. Like
Tactile?
if you were a pebble-sized human that was
Holding a
also
pebble.
pebble-shaped, yeah.
So
But like on the ground, you can just like you can hear everyone talking. You hear Carib say that you can turn back anytime you want.
I just have to drop a pebble, but I'm a pebble holding a pebble.
You're not holding a pebble. Like he put a pebble in your hand, and you basically became that pebble.
Oh, but on the ground.
Yep, because then there is no hand to hold it because you are that pebble now.
This is good.
So
Metaphysical.
Dareth has to pick up the pebble.
No.
No?
You can just go, I don't want to be a pebble anymore, and then you will stop being a pebble.
I'm gonna stop being a
There
pebble.
can be miracles when you believe.
That's
So when you
kind of-
decide to stop being a pebble, you suddenly grow very quickly, and you grow so quickly, and you're not used to the process, and so it's sort of like you feel like you get like thrown onto your back a little bit.
Fair enough.
Just like Ant-Man.
Another documentary.
That
Or,
whole documentary.
film, or play.
Play.
Well, that's disconcerting, but
The Rock of Rockening. 300 gold pieces.
all right. That's not as cool as Infinite Daggers, but you
With a
know,
mustache.
yeah.
Was that all three of your items?
Yep, all two of the three things that he has
So-
said.
We got Vanishing Dagger,
Vanishing Dagger, Pebble of Pebbling.
the Pebbletron,
Mustache.
Mustache.
Cloak of Rats, and the heavy stone pebble, whatever it was.
Okay, I got the teleporting spear, and two other items that I wasn't listening. No, the companion orb, which is a Pokeball.
Pokeball.
And then, wait, what was
Which
my
is
third
for Tordek, but Tordek's not here.
Mm-hmm.
thing? What was my third thing?
You got the companion thing, the Inviso cream.
That was it. Right. As much as Eden loves being invisible, he canonically. Well, actually, he kind of had fun.
Did he just develop an addiction to being invisible?
Yep, on the spot fetish. But that's
didn't-
not the word I meant.
didn't
That's not the
say-
word I meant.
Holy shit. Do not give him that cream, whatever you do.
Also,
Do not
no.
let him have that cream.
Folks,
Johnny?
that was not the word I meant.
Yep.
Johnny.
Yep.
Was that supposed to be a tray of 3 potential items per person?
It was a 2 trays of 3 and 1 tray of 2.
Okay, there you go. That's all I needed to know. Thanks.
Johnny Glenn in the chat, long-time listener, first-time caller, has a very important question.
That's a lie.
So, yeah, I know. Comments several times a day. So, if one were to throw that pebble and the person was no longer wanted to be a pebble at the right time, could a barbarian be launched at an enemy? Are you familiar with the X-Men term fastball special?
I suddenly have a greater appreciation for the pebble.
Yeah. That's
It's
essentially
almost as though I designed a bunch of really fucking cool items, you guys.
That is yes, thank you, Glenn. That is essentially when Colossus picks up Wolverine and chucks him at robots. It happens
Sentinels.
frequently in the comics.
Sentinels.
Sentinels, yes, but I was saying robots for our non-X-Men fans in the audience, which is no one because this is InfinityBreak.net.
Non-X-Men fan? What?
InfinityBreak.net. We all love X-Men.
Infinity Loop. Watch us talk about the X-Men.
We have not talked about the X-Men enough in the Infinity Loop.
Well, I guess we'll change that.
Folks, join the Infinity Loop today. We're going to talk about the X-Men later today.
All right, Carib, I don't
Wasn't
think...
one of our first arguments to arguing about what class Storm is?
Oh, that's right, it was. Anyway, Magneto was right. So, I really want that spear.
I really want the mustache.
I really want
If I buy that
Infinity
spear,
Dagger.
I cannot buy you the mustache.
Then we don't need the spear.
Tordek isn't here, but telepathically tells Vermal that they really want that locket.
Okay, here's the thing, my bud. This is out of character for me. I don't have a lot of rage shit. My only ranged thing is like that radiant damage spell I use, which is like, you know, a fucking cantrip of all things. So it would be nice to have an actual ranged weapon, because right now I'm just like, whoop, time to whack you with my hammer. Get real close to me, please.
Yeah, you're a tank. That's what you do.
Ah,
I will point out, Dareth does not have a mustache, and that's basically equivalent.
And that's why you look so good.
Yeah. Eden not having a ranged weapon is absolutely the same as you not having a mustache. A thing I'm sure you can create.
Wait, does Dareth want a ranged mustache? Because that's what you just got offered.
Quick!
Suddenly, I can't see the bad guy, but this really devilishly good-looking bad guy just showed up.
Johnny, important question. Can that mustache work like a boomerang?
Or like a shuriken.
Probably not.
No, it has to be a boomerang so it can come back to you.
Oh, got it. You can catch
No,
it
I
with
was
your
thinking it was just
upper
like
lip.
boink.
But no, okay. Think about how beautiful Dareth is at the moment. But then he'd go all
Usually.
as you do.
Usually,
for good
yes.
Okay.
But then he would go all Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible with the mustache.
That's a sexy stash. And also, I was thinking like Magnum PI, but I'm appreciating Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible 6. The reason Justice League was bad. One of the reasons Justice League was bad. Don't at me, nerds. I want to get you that mustache, but I can't have my spear if we get you that mustache. Can we rob Percy? Just mug him and leave him for dead.
Hey!
Well, we can go talk to Blizzidian.
Because if we did that, then we would have all the alchemist fire, and nobody wants that.
I want that.
I know. I know. But I like Percy, so come on.
All right, listeners at home, this is sincere. The mustache or the spear. That was not intended to rhyme.
That was a
Actually, you know
work
what?
of art right
I'm
there.
gonna put this really quickly in the infinity loop and see who replies. Neither of you are allowed to, nor can you.
In any event, I'm not buying anything because I might want coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
Are
you're
you that
choosing
poor?
coffee over.
Have you met me? Have you?
You're choosing coffee over a mustache.
First off, I can't afford the mustache, and even if I could, I would sooner buy coffee than that mustache, unless it was your birthday, and I was fabulously wealthy.
What's the date?
I don't know, Dareth.
It's my
What
birthday.
is your birthday?
It's my birthday. Whatever
great.
day it is.
But the caveat was, and I was fabulously wealthy.
So, Terra, can we assume Vermal is real fucking poor right now?
I'm not buying jack shit. I haven't gotten paid since we arrived in this dimension.
There's now a post in the infinity loop. Again, the three of you are not allowed to comment on it.
However, I have taken notes on the things that I'd like to buy.
Mine just says mustache.
You're gonna get 3 mustaches? He only showed us one.
Ideally.
Wait. Hey Johnny, would multiple mustaches stack? I don't know.
Assuming
Dareth,
there
you're
are
gonna have
multiple
to you're gonna have to find more
You
mustaches.
could have a mustache that hangs like down to like your nipples.
No, I was thinking like mustache on top of a mustache, and
That's
then
your
suddenly
stash.
you're just that much like more complimentable. Yes, that's a word now.
Carib is just sitting on the his desk area,
It is where
and he
the-
just goes, "There's only one mustache."
Damn it.
All right.
It's a beautiful mustache. Look, we don't have enough money right now, but I will be back.
Yeah,
with
you
money.
did tell us about Blazidion.
Blizzidian.
Yeah, that thing person.
Can you hold mustaches?
No.
No.
Yeah, we have to hurry. We have
Alright.
to, leave and go do things, and then maybe it will still hopefully.
There's
be
also
here.
a bar down the way in this ward called the Bowels of the Earth, and they've got a job board.
And there's on the other side is Scotland. Excuse me.
Oh, and that bar is owned by Mert the Moneylender, but I really don't recommend borrowing money from that girl.
I don't trust them.
I don't think we should get loans right now.
Why don't
Mirtha's
you trust
Well, the phrase money
Mirtha's
lender.
pretty ruthless.
Mirtha?
Mirtha.
All right.
Mm.
In any
She
event,
goes by Mert.
the bowels of what?
The earth.
The bowels of the earth.
Well, wasn't that mercenary guy who was Asa who might be able to help us?
Yeah, the red gauntlet. Let's do that.
Well, excuse me, young cat person. I'm so sorry.
How
What
do you
was
know
the-
they're young?
You said young, and he like perked up.
Aw, cute. Retired?
Eden is complaining the words young and short. But Claude, right?
No, his name is Carob.
Close
Carob.
enough. Sorry, I was mixing up with Glenn's fan name for Carob. Excuse me, real quick question. You saw there is a gentleman outside who offers mercenary work on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Quick cue. By and large, on an average, how much does that pay?
I don't know. I've never done mercenary work.
Yeah, but surely customers come in and be like, "Oh, I just got 400 gold."
No.
Oh, they don't announce that?
I don't usually do that either. Weird.
Sounds like a good way to get you robbed.
Oh, yeah.
Just announcing casually to an entire room.
Okay, lad. Hey,
Look, I have a ton of money.
how about this?
I mean, nobody's ever been robbed inside of my shop, but a lot of people have been robbed just outside of my shop.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, no. Okay. All right, Dareth, you really want this mustache?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Let me strip back a layer of this. Andrew, do you really want this mustache?
Yes.
I really want to get you this mustache because I'm feeling generous, but I really want that spear because
Eden?
I'm not arranged.
It's his birthday.
It's my birthday.
Wait, hold up. Thrown weapon, so I need my dex, right?
No.
Javelins can be used with strength,
Okay, thank God, because I have no dex modifier.
I believe. Anyone want to correct me on that? I'm
No,
pretty
you're
sure
right.
they're not finesse, so it would be strength.
I'm pretty sure it can be either because it's a thrown weapon. But yeah, you can do it with strength.
Okay, good, because I don't. If it was dex only, I can't because I have 0.
You teleport.
Also,
into
not
your
that you
own
would know
foot.
this, but the range on that javelin is more than an usual javelin. It's 60 feet.
Okay, Andrew, This is metagaming. I know. I don't care. Andrew, how about this?
I roll a persuasion on Eden.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes!
That's how this should be decided.
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
How about this? I buy the spear. I can use it on our little on a mercenary quest. We can get gold. We'll come back, and then I'll buy you the mustache.
What if the mustache is gone?
I will go.
If
in-
the mustache is gone, you
Can we
owe
put a
me.
down payment on the mustache?
You owe me a mustache.
Sincere question, lad. Can we put a down payment on the mustache?
No.
All right, it was worth asking. No, we
But-
don't. Wait, hold up. We don't have
Guy
to
who
take-
wants the mustache,
Yes.
Bitch,
you
I'm
should
still
make
talking.
him shave his mustache off and give it to you.
Wait, what?
If the mustache is gone when we come back, you have to give me your mustache.
Wait. What?
Hold up, I'm not
The
sure.
cat guy's fucking like just laughing to himself.
Okay. No, sincere question though. Can we? No, I'm not asking to take the mustache with us. Can we put down a down payment so that you keep
No.
it for us, and then we come back
What?
later
Nope.
with the rest
Absolutely
of the payment? I'm
Nope.
still talking though.
No.
What?
Nope.
Can I persuade?
Eden.
I want you to have this
Eden.
mustache. What?
Eden. No.
Okay.
Buy the javelin, and if we come back and the mustache is gone, I get your mustache.
Okay, I don't see what that accomplishes. Also, I can grow a new one in a bit.
Yeah, you can grow a new one.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I'm gonna do one
also,
of those-
it'll make Dareth happy.
I'm gonna be one of those dudes that just has a beard and no mustache,
Yeah.
and that looks really bad all the time. Sorry, someone who you look
1/3 of
bad.
Portland.
Yeah, 1/3 of Portland.
Sorry, 1/3 of Portland.
Yeah. Sorry, 1/3
Our
of Portland.
home.
Okay,
sweet
1/4.
home.
1/4.
Not you two. You two are not Portlanders. You're safe.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some Scottish people who have a beard and a mustache that pull it off.
Oh, and they're wrong.
Whoa, and they pull it off? That's
Yeah, I mean over
I
here.
think you're supposed to
That's
use a
skill, you
razor.
just like, no beard.
All right, we did this.
Hardcore. I had
I mean,
no
it's
idea.
sort of like the
Same
same way
joke.
that like when I was in Berlin, like everyone had like flat cut bangs, and like here maybe not, but like there it just works for everybody because like enough people have it that it starts to work.
Fucking Europeans, man.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to the show, everyone.
Buy,
Sorry, white people.
What?
buy your javelin and let's get going.
All right, Eden sets a solid 500 gold on the table. I'd
Rich
like,
asshole.
I like the
Carob, Also, like, since you guys were all involved in discussion, when you turn around to pay him, he's wearing the mustache.
Oh, where'd the other guy go?
Oh shit!
We
This
can't pay
guy's
this
so
guy.
good looking with that mustache.
And he just like heaves the bag of gold through the curtain and pulls the javelin from under the table and just holds it out.
Thank you.
The day that Dareth gets that mustache, I, Andrew Eakle, am going to shave everything and just have a mustache.
Nice.
Bullshit! Now
Nice.
How much gold do you have?
100.
How much is the mustache?
500.
500.
No, I literally have no. I do not have enough gold to make this a reality because I recently spent too much money on breakfast.
By the way, you're gonna have to attune to that.
Also,
Play with it for an hour.
play with my spear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Javelin,
Yeah,
not a
that's-
spear.
Attunement is a process of magical items into. I can't believe I have to explain this to you.
You're gonna have to hang out.
You
with your
basically
new
have to take a
friend.
short rest with the intention of attuning to the item. A separate thing you can do during a short rest with magical items is sit down with them to discover what they do. Those are two separate things. You can attune to something that you don't fully understand what it does, and you can fully understand what the thing does without attuning to it, but that's two short rests of a process of both knowing what it does and attuning to it.
So mechanically, it's not at its full power for a bit.
Mechanically, it doesn't work for you yet. If you threw it, like, hypothetically, if Carib didn't, like, unattune to it, Carib, like, you would throw it and Carib would appear on it because Carib is magically tied to it. So you need to magically tie yourself to it.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I can do that.
Yeah, you could do that over a long lunch,
Yeah, Eden chills in the corner with his new javelin while everyone is.
and we're all just sitting in the shop not buying anything.
Johnny,
No, you have to do that somewhere else.
Yeah, you.
Johnny, what does that look like in reality? Like I'm just kind of staring at it, like just
Yeah, pretty much.
Before we
Like
inevitably
meditating on it.
meditating on top of it. That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Well, only if you do it not intelligently.
Yeah, only if you're vertical instead of horizontal.
Yes. Think ahead.
I'm gonna tweet.
Um,
Keep shopping.
I'm gonna Carib, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm gonna
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Carib. Could you throw that etheric dagger at something again, please?
You don't know where he got it from because he seemed to have put it away, but he just
Javelin. It is a javelin, not a spear.
I know,
You're
but-
driving me insane.
I'm
Sorry.
ignoring those two.
But in the Facebook post, it rhymes. So I say, listeners, this question.
he
is
throws
sincere.
another knife like right in between those two on the ground.
Okay, I've had enough. Thank you.
Shields up. Turns out I didn't know how to spell javelin. So
I got this new javelina.
Jalavanya.
I used two A's, yes, instead of A.
Javelin.
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 I got this new jalapeno.
Javelin.
I apologize. It just turns out I'm stupid.
Yeah, Carib, I'm coming back for that thing.
Oh, I should have this to my
someday.
I presume I'll see a lot of all of you several times.
Oh,
yeah.
you will.
I have a two-handed attack I've never used.
'Cause
Today
you're-
I remembered.
Because you have a shield.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Come on, let's go make some gold.
Yeah, let's make gold.
Let's create gold.
Oh shit, minus 500 for a
Oh.
fucking javelin.
We have to go get breakfast for.
Do y'all
not
ever
breakfast.
regret?
We already-
Second breakfast.
We already
11sies?
No, it's past 11. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like
Yeah, by the time you finish all of this shit, it's about noon.
yeah.
Hey Johnny, could you jog my memory real quick on something?
Mhm.
How much gold did we fork down to cheat our way into
100.
Waterdeep? Was that
100 each.
Why the fuck did we do?
Fuck lines.
No idea.
Because it would have been us waiting for the next infinity.
That's fair.
Break.
Oh, hi. That's the end of the
Honestly,
show.
I don't know why you did that either, because like literally time is non-linear, and it's not like we were just gonna sit there staring at each other.
Yeah, we wouldn't have just sat there for.
Like
Well,
it
actually,
didn't save you time.
Yeah, actually, I believe Eden was canonically resistant to that, and then was finally like, "Ah, fuck, fine."
Yeah, but our characters
Yeah, Dareth didn't
completely were
understand.
like, oh, fuck this. We
We
just
just-
spent the past 3 hours trying to get over here.
Eden is a very patient man.
Dareth is not. He wants instant
comes-
gratification.
So far my ledger says negative 100 GP for being impatient, minus 2 GP for being a dick, and
Oh.
minus 500 for having a javelin.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
Oh, I should put for being a dick in parentheses breakfast.
We've been in this place for like 2 hours. We should probably go.
No,
Time's
but
fake.
okay. No, but okay.
Carib's like, yeah, you probably should go.
Yes. Because there's money to be made.
Johnny,
and
an important question from
Doc-
the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we're clear, when one person puts on a mustache multiple times over, do they look like the same different person or a different person each time?
That's what I was saying. Does it stack?
Oh.
So they don't look like a particular person. They just it's like a magical concealment of identity. So it's just
You can
like,
look like someone else.
not that guy.
You don't know me. Oh shit.
But
you're
so
right.
is it like
Like
pressing
like if
random on the
Dareth
Sims?
puts on the mustache, he just becomes specifically not Dareth.
Can you? I guess we don't know this. I was gonna say, can you choose what you look like?
Like all that Carib looked like when he put on the mustache is specifically not Carib.
Got it.
Alright. Cool. We'll get you that mustache one day, lad.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, and then we'll find out if it works on people we work for.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
There's
Just showing
also
up to the devil.
there's another trinket shop in the dock ward, but and Carib leans in. I would avoid it.
Why
Do
is
they
that?
have the same? Do they have etheric Infinidagger holsters?
I would never be seen shopping there. Just saying.
They just have shitty stuff. All right.
I like this guy.
Doesn't want to badmouth the competition, I understand that. I respect that.
I don't respect that.
Mind your own business then. Alright, so, hey folks. I just spent a wee bit of gold. Do you think there might be a way we could replenish that?
Oh, I
Sorry,
don't know.
Some words are hard to say in this
Like,
bad accent.
like
Let's-
leave this place?
Let's go outside and
go-
I have given you
first.
2 places that you could do that are outside of my shop, and I would appreciate it if you did that.
I don't
there.
believe I was asking you. No, I mean, I know, I heard. I
At
was
this point in
asking
time,
them.
I'm just grabbing
Carib
Eden
picks
by the
up like
back
a
of the neck.
very large flaming battle axe, and he like just kind of like whaps his hand with it, threateningly, like.
No, hold up. I want to clarify me being snarky. First of all, neither me talking to my friends nor me being snarky was actually directed at you. That being said, I was asking my friends, do y'all want to do some...
I'm just dragging both of you out of the fucking
I'm
store.
leaving. I wasn't doing anything.
I did not actually say
No, I
that.
just grabbed the scruff of your neck by instinct. I'm just like,
The
no,
horned
no.
one gets 10 gold off next time they're in.
What was that?
10?
10 gold off next time we're in.
Oh, cool. That mustache costs $4.90 now.
Sweet.
Wait.
So I can get
No,
that.
just the horned one.
Oh.
If you go in and out of the door 40 times, it'll be free.
If you have the mustache,
I think you have misinterpreted.
you
think
get
you
a
have
discount
misinterpreted.
every time you come back.
I think you have misinterpreted 2 things. 1, it doesn't stack like that. 2,
Damn
10 gold times 40 is 400. It would still cost 90 gold.
Right, I have 100 gold.
Oh, but that's still not free.
It would still cost 100 gold because 500 minus 400 is
Okay,
100.
50 times.
Plus-
We're all running about the
Oh my
door
God.
50 times.
This is a
no,
disaster.
because if I'm going to do that, it's going to be for the holster, which was 2,000. Thank you very
Well, then you
much.
have to do it 200 times and you're going to get exhausted.
I am, but it's probably worth it.
I think we just spiked the mic. Okay. Anyway, so as I asked my
Also,
friends,
I'm dragging you out of the damn store.
I am walking
So-
out voluntarily. You do not
left.
need to drag me.
You are now outside.
Thank God.
Actually, okay, for real, when I said, "Hey, do you guys want to replenish our gold?" I thought we were outside.
Anyway,
So I
I've been
did not
trying to
mean-
drag you outside for the
I
past
did
10
not mean
minutes.
for
Let's go.
Carib to hear me because I literally thought we were not in the building anymore. Anywho,
Blazidian.
okay, good. So
Perk jobs.
yeah, we want to do some questing.
We should talk to
Bells of the Earth job board.
the other person first and get that over with before we're doing jobs for anybody else.
So we should go to the dock ward and
The
we
who's?
should meet up with Unsay Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's pick something and go do it.
Eden refuses to acknowledge the main quest.
Okay, so
I never
Verbal and I split off and head to the dock ward.
This is why I never beat Skyrim.
This is so a recipe for disaster. I love.
No, obviously I follow
I love
along,
this.
but Eden wishes he could be doing the mercenary work.
Cool. Are we
Don't
going
we
for
all?
merc jobs? Are we going for job board? Or are we going directly to the dock ward?
We should go to the dock ward and find that restaurant first, because
Because
That's
there's only one
important.
restaurant in the dock ward.
and we don't really want to piss anybody off.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. We're highly likable.
Yeah. Let's go. I think Verbal's just having a headache at you being the one sitting there going like, we don't want to piss anybody off. And I'm like, fucking what?
So while you are walking south to the dock ward, you walk into like sort of a more open area, and you see the sign for the bowels of the earth, like as you're walking.
Oh.
I mentally mark it. Actually, you have a map. Why don't you actually mark it?
Actually, why don't we go check it out since it's on the way anyway? What if there's a job board that is all like, hey, deliver this thing to the fucking dock ward and we'll pay you when you get there?
Yeah, hey,
I
could you
mean-
walk 50 feet for us?
As long as we're here. I don't know.
Walk 5K to hatch an egg. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, see?
Exactly.
Makes perfect sense. There's couriers in the streets of Portland. Come
Just
on.
lacking Pokemon.
Maybe you'll find a courier job. I'm gonna go take a look at the damn job board is what I'm gonna go do.
Did you
I'm
So as you
going to
approach the
wait outside and read my book on a bench.
as you approach the bowels of the earth, you notice that it doesn't have a front door, and that there is a
Probably kicked it in.
suspiciously sized door made into a bench, like in the front area.
I thought
There's the floor is hardwood, but just over a very long time of not being cleaned, that like it's dirt on top of wood. And as you enter, you see just like two people sitting up at the bar, a bartender, and on one wall there is what looks like a job board, and there's a huge like banner strewn across the job board that says, "This unregulated quest board is closed by order of the Adventurers Guild," and various job postings are like pinned to the banner.
That's awesome.
Sick. How many of those?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 job postings.
Sick. I would like to read them.
Jobs. Missing person, Ellie Crenshaw, age 16, last seen in the dock ward. Ellie is a tall, blonde elf mage. She is missing her right ring finger. Reward is 300 gold. Missing person, Handsome Ransom, age 52. Last seen in the south ward. Ransom is a crotchety, ugly fuck, only seeking because he owes me 250 gold. Reward is 50 gold. Missing person, Ichabod Farsuf, age 28. Last seen in the castle ward. Ichabod is a cleric that wears a pendant that contains a picture of his daughter and a tiny map of Waterdeep. Reward 200 GP. Loud noises. In the residential area of the South Ward, Snail Street, loud clanging is occurring in the wee morning hours. Probably rowdy children. Stop the noises for a reward of 5 GP. Children attempting to seek reward will be assumed to be the culprits, and in all caps and underlined it says, "And I will cut you."
I like that person.
Sick.
Missing person, Jim Sharpie Crispin, age 32. Last seen in the dock ward. Sharpie is a scruffy sailor that carries around symbols and looks like he's been struck by lightning, because he has. Reward 100 gold and a magical trinket.
Okay.
of indeterminate quality or value.
All right. I
He
leave.
says that loud, I guess.
Cool. So you head south to the dock ward. As you approach the dock ward, the first building that you see is an inn, and with a large sign shaped like a lantern that actually is giving off light. Like the sign is magically enchanted to give off light. And it says "The Hanging Lantern."
Oh,
That's not what we're looking for, is it?
well, it's not really hanging lantern. I mean, it's embedded in the sign.
Semantics.
Where were we? Oh, this is an inn.
I mean,
It's an inn.
yeah, the first place you're going to see is not the place you're looking for because you don't know where you're going.
We don't know the name. We don't know how many
I'm
restaurants
illustrating
there
the
This is
first
completely
place
in
that you see.
character, where he's like, "This isn't the place we're looking for." The
All
first
this
place.
is bullshit.
Cool. So that's an inn. There
So
might
it's
be people
people.
inside
We don't,
where you can ask directions of.
We don't need directions. We'll find it.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're that confident. You're that confident that we're going to find
A restaurant.
a restaurant.
A restaurant. In
I'm
the
sure
dock
we
ward.
will find a restaurant, but unless it's the only restaurant, I think we're kind of hosed, and we should
Well-
probably ask around.
This one's not a restaurant, so there's no reason to go in there.
Eden calls out
An
to a
inn
random
has
stranger.
no food.
So I'm going to put us on hold there. Let's take a quick break because I have to pee like a
Good,
racehorse.
because I have to pee too.
You know, Johnny, you can
Cool.
just say let's go to commercial. You don't have to announce which bodily function you're going to do each time.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go.
I mean,
take a
I think
shit,
that
so-
announcing the difference between I have to pee and I have to take a shit is really important because it gives you a time frame.
It's true.
Also,
Although
So I'll be
code
back.
words are always nice. It could be like, "Hey Ben, go to commercial for 2 minutes," versus "Hey Ben, go to commercial for the next half hour."
Oh,
No,
God.
no, no. I
We need more
really
fiber,
like
Johnny.
talking about taking a big heaping shit, which I'm not about to go do.
Cool.
I'm gonna go pee too. I am player 2.
hey, I think I hate this podcast.
What?
I think I might hate this podcast.
Wow.
Very dare
There's no
you.
reason to hate.
I have invested a lot of time and money into this program, and I think I might hate this podcast.
Well, before you get
Oh,
to
boy.
be sipping on the haterade, maybe you could do a commercial and fix that camera that Andrew just completely
It's
skewed
really
my
just
face
fucked
off
up
of.
our entire studio.
No, not the entire studio. Just me, the most
maybe.
important.
Okay,
part.
let me pull up my commercial document. I wasn't really given a ton of warning. Hey, folks, season 2 of... Oh, who gives
No,
a-
just do your damn commercials.
No, I'll fix
Do
it.
your damn commercials.
I'll fix it.
What? What? I'm just looking on my phone? You're gonna fix everything? Good grief. Yeah.
There we go. That's Terra.
See?
That's the Terra we know and recognize. What with your face and hair and glasses and stuff.
I have these things.
Most of us do. Except for Andrew, who could barely just see fine.
And except for you, who never puts on your damn glasses.
Because they don't help with what I'm doing. They help with other things, just not with what I'm doing.
Do they help with commercials?
Okay. Fucking watch it. Hey, folks. No good of themselves. Shit, that's this show. Ahoy, Navas Mason Build Rats. I'd like to tell you about the Curses, a Pathfinder adventure on the open ocean from Infinity Break. Excuse me. Not 20 years ago, the dread pirate Blackbeard tore through the seven seas and the American colonies, hoarding treasure and murdering all who stood in his way. Until one day, when there was no more coast left to conquer, he just disappeared and took his gold with him. The legend of Blackbeard's fortune is still whispered about from New England to New Orleans to this day. It's just a matter of time until someone digs it up. Bethany plays fiendish Finn McBludgeon, a strapping fisherwoman from parts unknown. Laura plays the Arcanist Luna Shepherd, searching for her family of pirates and witches. And Jacob plays Seamus Kincaid, an amnesiac and undead pirate captain who somehow came into the possession of Blackbeard's diary. Join the three members of this ragtag crew and Dungeon Master, Ben Hamlin, let me wave to the other side where my hand is actually visible, as they explore the open ocean for treasure and fortune. That is, if the Cursed Seas don't claim them first. Cursed Seas releases every other Saturday on InfinityBreak.net or wherever you get your podcasts, and there should be an episode out later today.
Are the cursed seas. Whoops.
You just knocked over the camera again?
The cursed seas. The cursed
Oh,
camera.
I think I might actually hate this podcast. Are you sad sometimes? Did you have an illustrious comedy career in the 1990s? Are you more horse than a man, or is it more man than a horse? Let TV enthusiast Leslie Yates and media analyst Ben Hamlin into your life with Horses and Men. With Leslie and Ben. In episode-by-episode breakdown of the Netflix original comedy series BoJack Horseman, they'll help you, yes you, figure out the complexities of one of the greatest television shows of the streaming era. Subscribing is easy. Simply find them on any podcast platform and hit subscribe. It's 3 easy payments of absolutely $0.00. For no additional cost, they'll throw in plenty of existential dread at the end of every episode. That's of Horses and Men with Leslie and Ben, every Tuesday at InfinityBreak.net or wherever you get your podcasts. They'll help you be more horse than a man, or is it more man than a horse? Johnny's back.
No, he's not. Now Johnny's back.
Yeah, but I could hear him approach because I'm psychic.
That's not how
How
Psyche works.
But on Horses of Men notes, we have just finished Season 2, and in fact, when you are listening to this, in 2 days' time, we will be doing our Season 2 recap episode, which will be a wonderful journey through all of the nonsense that happens in Season 2, such as and including the Charlotte arc and Disneyland.
The what?
Disneyland. Do you watch BoJack Horseman?
No.
You should, and then you should subscribe to our show. There is an arc that is just called Disneyland, which someone builds a knockoff Disneyland out of junk and like junkyard parts, and then when Disney's lawyers come to shut it down, they accidentally look into the original articles of incorporation for Disney and find that it was misspelled as Disney. Therefore, that character actually does own the copyright to the entire Walt Disney Corporation. You should watch BoJack. It's very fun.
I started watching Glow the other day.
Glow's very good.
It's a really fucking good show.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
Plus wrestling is great.
Plus wrestling is probably. No, I believe you. I need to watch season 2. God, I hope they don't cancel that one because I didn't watch season 2, which seems to be how Netflix works. Whatever show Ben doesn't watch fast enough gets to go away.
So it's basically your fault that the Marvel shows have been canceled.
Yeah, rest in peace, Daredevil. Peace.
Rest in peace, Ben Hamlin.
Anyway, as we are continuing to set up, I'd like to remind people to please consider checking out the Infinity Loop, where we are talking about all kinds of nerdery and nonsense. Most recently, we all got mad about everyone's favorite sad Catholic. Is that not the plot of the show?
I was going to say, are you talking about
Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil.
Daredevil, the saddest Catholic that there ever was.
Well, just because they haven't talked about my life story doesn't mean that he's the saddest by automatic.
I'm sorry, he is the second. He's the saddest fictional
He's the
Catholic.
saddest popular Catholic. I'm not bitter.
I don't know what just happened, but I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Anyway, we highly encourage you to
Fine,
check.
Ben. It's fine.
We highly encourage you to check out the Infinity Loop, where we are telling stories our own way, but mostly discussing stories that we like. I guess we're going to get in a fight about the X-Men later today. I cannot wait.
Isn't that every week?
And who's the saddest Catholic in all of cinematic or television history?
Is it Daredevil or Nightcrawler?
I think that's worthy. Yeah, maybe it's Nightcrawler.
Maybe it's Nightcrawler, the Incredible Kurt Wagner. Hey, but we are trying to make some progress on our various social media accounts. We would highly encourage you to like our Facebook page so that you can stay up to date on all sorts of various IB happenings. A lot is going to be coming out from us in the next 2 months or so, and I'm very excited to announce those things. And when we do, we'll be announcing them on our Facebook page. We are sitting pretty at 227 likes, and I think it would be absolutely stellar if we got to 250 by the end of the year. But we can only do that with your help. Please consider telling other people about the Infinity Break brand, our various shows, and most importantly, our Facebook page and the Infinity Loop.
It's the exact same red, but
Anyway, back to the show.
yours is purple and mine's
Doing
black.
ads. Anyways, back to the show.
So you are standing in front of the hanging lantern.
Does this look like a restaurant?
No. I mean, it's an inn. Maybe
It's
they
not a
have food.
restaurant. We're looking for a restaurant.
Do you think maybe they might know where a restaurant might be?
Possibly.
It's also fine. I go into the hanging lantern.
It is a
That's the wrong place.
busy
That's not
and
even a
bustling inn. You notice that nobody there is well dressed, except for the proprietor is wearing what is like very nice clothing in the sense that it is like very proper, but it is not nice in the sense that it does not portray wealth.
Fair. Cool. Is he busy?
She
Is
is.
they busy?
Is they busy?
It occurred to me that I was just like, you didn't say their gender.
Yeah, no, she is mostly hopping from like table to, not actually literally hopping, but like walking from table to table, sort of like
Table
checking
is
out how
hopping.
people are doing. But you notice that she specifically isn't like taking orders or like giving food to people. She's just like, "Oh, Edgar, how are you doing today? How are the kids?"
Oh, is that the ranger? Is that the ranger we know? Is he here? Edgar?
No,
Ethan.
it's a big burly sailor guy.
Oh, that's not a ranger.
Very observant.
Sailors aren't rangers. Good job, Dareth.
A sailor can be a ranger, but a ranger can't be a sailor.
Hold on.
Whoa,
only
why
one,
not?
I don't know.
Only one person
Don't
can
start a
have a name at
debate
time.
now.
Also, neither of you are in there. Hold
You're right.
on.
I'm looking through
Oh.
the window, clearly.
I'm gonna try to flag her down, like politely, like, hi, hello,
Yes, how can I help you?
hi, sorry, we're not from around here, my compatriots
Oh,
are
I can
outside.
tell.
Oh, thank you, I guess. We are looking for, is there like a directory of restaurants that are in the dock ward?
A director? No.
No, like maybe like a list of we want to see how many different options
I mean,
of food we have around.
If you'd like, I could write you a list of some of the nicer places, but... And she leans in. I've got to tell you, we've got the best fish and chips in town.
Oh, well, we're not in the mood for fish and chips, but I might have to stop by later, though. That sounds fantastic. But I would like a list. That would be lovely.
All right. And she writes down a couple of places and then thinks for a moment and writes down one more. And she's like, all right. Well, I know I said we have the best fish and chips in town, but to be honest, we've just got the best fish. The best chips are going to be at Chip in the Harbor.
Oh,
And hands you a list.
Oh, this is a real
Oh,
McDonald's
no.
situation.
Okay, but you're promising the best fish, so I am going to have to come back. I appreciate your help very much.
Are we gonna,
Absolutely. And come back anytime, dearie.
I would
Also,
love to.
tell your friends to stop steaming up my window.
I look over at the window, like aghast.
Hello.
Dareth like rubs off the window so you can see inside.
I totally nod to her and take my leave and walk out the door and go, what the hell are you doing?
I just wanted to see what was going on in there.
You could have come in.
No. We don't
No,
have to.
no. Cool. So I have a list of restaurants, and apparently this place has the best fish, but this place has the best chips.
What if we got chips from one place and fish from the other?
Or we could go find one that seems to be the restaurant we're looking for.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. a little
Sorry,
bit.
so much has happened. In the
We
last...
did have breakfast.
Yeah.
You know,
That was like
it wasn't that long
hours
ago.
ago.
It was like what, 2 hours ago?
that's hours. That's multiple hours.
That is more than 1 hour. Fine. I usually don't count until 3 have passed.
This is for real. It's been a bit. A lot has happened. What's the exact name of the restaurant we're looking for?
We don't know.
We don't
Oh.
know.
We are looking for restaurant in Dockward.
She has written down.
Oh, it's the proprietor whose name we know.
Unsay Moon.
Yes.
Yes, on Simon.
Yes.
I mean, you could just ask her about that name, and then you don't have to check out 3 different places.
Well,
Yeah,
Vermal,
there's
did you
that.
ask her about the name?
But no, I didn't. I've already stepped outside because I figured I would find out how many fucking restaurants were up in
Hold
the air
on.
in the first place.
Hold on, I turn and fog up the window and then write Unsay Moon ?
Jesus Christ.
Did you do it backwards or forwards?
No, I definitely did it so that we see it.
Oh, fuck. Those of you looking through the window notice that, like, as people sort of, like, look over, like, what's he doing? And, like, everyone just, like, stops what they're doing. Like, a chunk of fish drops out of someone's mouth. Like, the entire place just, like, comes to a screeching halt. And that very nice lady comes up to the door, opens the door, like, goes directly to it, wipes it down with her dress, and just turns and goes, "What in the good God's names are you doing?"
Vermal forgot to ask you about.
you take that.
Vermal forgot to ask when she was in there about this person we're looking for.
Yes.
And that would be a great time to say the name.
Unsay is the proprietor of Chip in the Harbor,
Oh, okay.
and
And
we
they have
don't
the best
generally
chips.
talk about her.
Why is that?
Did she fail her health inspection?
We just don't. Chip in the Harbor is a fine establishment. I recommend you go there. Do not say Unsay's name in uncertain company. Now be off with you.
Got it.
Yeah, let's
Thanks.
go. Thank you again.
Well,
I'll
good
take
talking
you
to you.
anywhere.
I mean, if you had asked in the first place, that never would have happened.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure when in this game, I guess we've been doing this for 10 weeks now. I'm not sure when we became so goddamn awkward, but I hate it.
It's never stopped.
Okay.
It's been the entire.
Was that there at the start? Oh, our first encounter with the Rock Seekers was not smooth.
Nope. It was not
Your first encounter with the Rock Seekers.
That was the
good. I mean, honestly,
I sat there
every
and
time that we
watched.
haven't had Tordek, it's just been a train wreck.
That's a pretty good description of.
Yeah, but anytime we do have Tordak, it's mostly me and Tordak just rolling our eyes at each other over these two.
In my defense, I canonically have negative charisma.
I am extremely charismatic. But
Also
very
myself,
unwise.
but apparently, that is not enough.
Well,
So let's go to the chip in the
I am
harbor.
not unintelligent. I am just unwise.
Yeah,
No further comment.
it's true. That's the thing.
Okay, so let's head to Chip in the Harbor.
Yeah. Apparently they've got the best chips,
Chip in the Arbor.
and I haven't had enough starch this morning, so let's go.
More.
So you wander around aimlessly through the dock ward
Yeah.
for about an hour before you get down to where the actual docks are, and there's this sort of if any of you have seen you guys have all played Fallout, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yes, Johnny, we're
Wait, which one?
cultured.
All right, so Fallout 4,
Which one is that? That's not New
The
Vegas,
fourth
is it?
one. No.
the fourth. No, it's the one after New Vegas.
Oh, okay. No.
There's like the baseball themed city, and there's a
Yeah.
ramen restaurant at the center that's done by a robot, and it's just like it's open on each side with like bar seating.
I like that. I like those places.
So you see a building that looks like that. So it's open on each side with like bar seating just all around the square building. And you see several people inside the like kitchen area, you know, like serving up fish and chips basically, or like curry chips, or just chips. And
Is that the magic
you just
word?
see like
Right.
one elderly woman kind of like overseeing everything and directing, and you see like tons of like big burly sailor people sitting there like in these tiny bar seats like eating fish and chips.
So how do we want to approach this? Before we approach, take a step back.
Oh, okay. So we want to do a plan of how we're going to enter this restaurant before we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I guess, I mean,
We're just gonna walk in and shout her name and hope for
no.
the best.
no, that seems to be something that people frown upon in this neck of the woods. I believe we're looking for the owner of this restaurant, so perhaps we should ask to see the owner of the restaurant as opposed to their name.
Okay.
Just an idea. Yeah?
Got it.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
Dareth turns and starts walking.
Everyone
towards-
agrees?
I'm down with that.
How are we going to fuck it up?
Dareth is already gone. He's already
Oh.
walking towards
All
it.
right, let's go. Let's go inside.
I rolled a 3 to fuck it up.
Whoa!
Well, you actually did it good.
That wasn't a suggest.
Oh wait, I have proficiency in fuck up.
You
6.
Is it better to roll higher or lower? Because if you roll low, that means you failed to fuck it up, and you just did it well.
Wait,
But I
that's a
mean-
double negative, which means that you succeeded
Oh,
at
boy, we're in
not
hell.
fucking it up.
We're all in hell. This is it.
I rolled a 1. Everything goes perfectly.
Oh, kill me.
No, to be real, the way the fuck up scale works is that if you roll a 10, everything's just and 1 and 20 both suck.
That's
You
roll
gotta
with
aim
it.
for
I like
the middle.
that.
Got it.
That's pretty good.
That's
It's
roll with
just
it.
like life.
Yep. Don't go too extreme, otherwise you fuck up.
All right.
Of course, that makes the moral of the story
If
be
you
a
roll a
centrist.
20, everything's perfect, but you never stop beating yourself up for it never being perfect again.
Oh,
Oh, too real.
too real.
So
I like
I
that.
want to approach the counter.
Oh god.
All right.
I
So
mean, go
there's.
for it.
Do you take a seat at the like seating that is around 360 degrees of this fucking place?
I do. I grab a stool and plop my ass down.
A young tiefling with lots of tattoos walks up. Welcome to Chip in the Harbor. My name's George. I'll be your server. Can I take your order?
I'll take your fish and chips, and I was also
All right, 1 gold piece.
Oh yeah, sure. Here you go.
Can you afford that?
I can. Is the owner of this establishment around by chance?
The owner's always here.
Are we speaking to the owner?
George?
No.
George?
Sure, the
George?
I thought this was some Yoda bullshit.
I'm gonna sit down next
Looking
to
for
Terra.
Yoda, are you? Like that kind of bullshit.
I'm from the jungle.
Oh, I get it, like that popular play.
Oh, watch out for that tree.
That's not where my head was going, but okay.
Boy.
He finger guns Dareth when he's like, watch out for that tree.
It's a fun little inside joke between these two strangers.
God. Oh, it's so bad.
Can you point them out to me by chance?
Listen, mate, if you want to talk to the owner, why don't you sit down, enjoy your fish and chips, and they'll talk to you if they want to talk to you.
All right, fair enough. I'll take a fish and chips then.
Alright, so we just have to look interesting enough.
For you two,
Go ahead.
we've also got curry chips or just chips.
Does
The
the
last
curry,
can go first.
does the curry chips come with any fish, or is it just curry chips?
It's just curry
What do you got?
on chips.
What do you got to drink?
We don't have drinks, just
Okay.
chips and
I will
fish
take-
and curry.
I will take curry chips, and I would also like to speak to the manager if they.
I mean, I don't know if you
Would
didn't
like
hear
to.
me going
No,
over
I
this
heard
with
you.
your friend,
I
but
heard
like,
you. I'm just.
I feel really strange that I have to explain it more than once.
No, you don't have to explain it. I'm just, making that known.
All right,
And that's it.
that'll be
gold
1
piece.
gold piece
Yeah.
as well.
There you go.
And for you, bald guy,
Eden lets out a quick little kind of acknowledging smile, like, huh, yeah, that's me. I'll just take the curry chips, thank you.
curry chips. All right, 1 gold piece.
Swing, sparkle, sparkle.
Swing.
Spling, spling. The sound of flipping a coin, spling.
So George walks off, walks up to you see him walk up to the kind of like elderly old lady and like thumb back at you guys, and then makes like a thumbs down motion,
Oh.
and then he goes back to work like frying up some chips.
I like this guy, but also Dareth doesn't like this guy.
I think I watched that out of the corner of my eye, but I really don't particularly care. I'm ready for some
The-
curry chips.
Elderly woman doesn't really seem to react to that, but shortly after you're brought out each of your orders by a different heavily tattooed young person that sets him down, just kind of goes, like, doesn't even say anything to you, just like gives you a thumbs up and like sets it all down and just like walks back
I give him a
towards the
thumbs up
kitchen.
back before he walks away.
Nice. I'm gonna
Um,
dive into these chips because curry. That's some fancy
I'm
gonna-
stuff there.
Eat me some fish and chips. How does it taste?
The chips are the best chips that you have ever had in your entire goddamn life.
Oh
Hell
shit.
Yes.
The curry is really good. The fish is kind of bland. Like the breading isn't super great. But with the like chips on the side, you're just like, oh, like I feel good about paying 1 gold for this.
Which is odd, because I feel like making chips and making breading for fish they're similar skills, at least. Obviously, they're not the same ingredients, but they're similar skills, which is dunking things in a fryer.
If that's how you make them.
That is how you...
Maybe they like their fish differently, seeing as how they, are a dock area.
Oh, that's too.
Probably
Like,
fresh
I mean, you
fish,
can't
too.
exactly deep fry shit when you're on a boat, right? I mean, maybe you can, but I don't know. Can you?
Who knows? I don't cook. I can...
How do they deep fry things without electricity? Whatever that is.
Fire.
Magic. Literally magic.
Whatever
Fire
that
and oil.
is.
Oily fire.
Literally
Does that get
magic.
the oil hot enough?
Literally magic.
Literally magic.
Is that like a spell? Deep fry is a spell.
A little voice is telling me it's
It's-
literally magic.
I don't know if it's deep fry.
Have you ever heard of
you're
a
eating
spell
the
called
fish.
heat metal?
I have.
Have you ever heard of like metal frying trays?
Trays?
No. I call
Like
bullets.
the basin is metal and they just cast heat metal on it and then it's fucking hot.
I like this.
This
It sounds pretty cool. You should have that.
This sounds like sorcery to me.
Glenn
Well,
comments.
yeah, and sometimes I use sorcerer spells, so I wouldn't mind, a hot blade Like it'll cut like butter.
Cut your or burn your hand before you even touch the butter.
Hello, holster. Have you looked at my thing?
It's gonna catch on fire.
It's got leather. I mean, leather's pretty resilient. I don't know.
Glenn comments, Fryromancy.
Damn it.
Oh,
Fryram.
Glenn, I love you
Well
so
done,
much,
Glenn.
person I haven't met.
Well done.
He literally lives
so
30 minutes away.
So I eat
You-
my chips up.
You all have finished your chips talking about the mechanical concerns of
How do you
frying
fry
in this day and age. And after your like plate is empty for a while, somebody comes by and just sort of like swoops them up, but like doesn't stop or pay any attention to you. And a short while later, the elderly woman approaches.
Well, it seems you won't leave without talking to me.
Hi.
Are you the owner?
I am.
We have a common friend that
Associate.
associate friend that said you might be able to help us out.
And what, pray tell, would I need to help you with?
Well, maybe we could talk somewhere a little more privately.
She snaps her fingers twice, and like everyone who's working like brings up all of the fryer bins to like hang them out. Everyone sitting it around the bar like immediately just like picks up their food and walks away, and you're now alone at this place.
Oh,
Oh,
impressive.
that's really nice.
Eden's anxiety level was previously sedated by chips, but is now peaking again.
We're told that you might have more information about who the masked lords are.
Do one of you have a piece of paper?
I pull out a piece of paper from my journal, back page.
With her nail, she writes on it, folds it up, hands it to you, and goes, "All right, now get the fuck out of my restaurant."
Pleasure doing business with you. Your chips were great.
Yeah, the curry chips were good. Bye.
Yeah, Eden says sheepishly as he fucks off.
Thank you.
Eden rolls to fuck off.
She snaps her fingers again, and like from like away, you see the workers come back and like dump the things back in the fryers.
All right, let's get the fuck out. What does it say?
I don't know. Unfold, inspect.
On the piece of paper, you have is just a series of names and like buildings. Elia Crown Nobler,
Oh God.
and I didn't organize my notes well for this. Timora's Fancy, like, so Elia Crown Nobler dash Timora's Fancy.
Wait, is that a separate name or a place?
That's a place.
I am so out of
The next line down is Charlie McAddington dash Grinning Lion.
Charlie Mick something.
The next line down is Maybell Beerhammer dash Full Cup.
Oh shit. Beer hammer? That's good.
The next line down is Orsaba dash Orsaba's Fine Imports. The next line down is Sharpie with nothing next to it. How many names is that?
5.
Yeah.
And then there's one more. Flambos Gearheart also doesn't have anything next to it.
She wrote that all very quickly.
Okay, so that's 6. That's 6
Yeah.
people.
And I'm gonna have to double check with your notes on the note that I have because I didn't catch half of that. 'Cause-
Johnny, I don't suppose you could just send that to us in the chat at some point? Those names and locations?
I would prefer not to.
But we have it written down, so it's an object we canonically have.
Yeah. So Elia Crown Nobler,
Send it to us.
Timora's Fancy,
Can I just copy
Charlie
off of your sheet
McAddington.
later? Because I'd have
Grinning
no
line.
space for all of this.
Oh yeah.
McAddington. Okay, I have the rest.
I appreciate
Grinning
that
Lion.
greatly.
Cool. Maybell. All
Maybe I'll
that.
be your
Cool.
Hammer, Full Cup, or Sava's Imports, Sharpie, and Flambos Gearhart.
Cool.
Alright, so I guess we need to go talk to these people. We already know where
So that's.
the Grinning Lion is and where the Full Cup is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where the Grinning Lion is?
Isn't that the... Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. I was thinking that was the name of the tavern.
The Bells of the
Vermouth.
Earth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
No,
what it
but we
was.
could go back to the Bells of the Earth because Sharpie sounds like a familiar name.
Oh.
Somebody who was on the job board. It wasn't very much gold to find them, so I kind of just left it be. But I do remember that. We'll see.
Well, we could kill 2 Sharpies with 1 stone.
Ah, yeah.
Well,
Also, and I think Andrew is going to be the only person at this table who remembers Sharpie, but you've played a one-off with Sharpie.
That's going to bug me now.
Sharpie in this dimension.
Well, that's some fun
Oh.
context for literally only one person.
I don't think I ever actually played with them.
I thought you were at that one-off.
No, I wasn't. That was...
The
what
one
that
where
would be.
Tony fell asleep.
Oh, so this is some fun context for 0 people.
Yeah, the one with when Tony fell asleep.
Well, everybody likes a good
Bianca
story.
brought her friend, and he was
Yeah, the cleric.
Sharpie. Yeah,
He
that's
wasn't
Sharpie.
Sharpie, was he? No, because
Sharpie.
Sharpie was a goblin that got all fucked up, wasn't he?
What the fuck is happening?
No, Sharpie was the cleric with the thunder obsession and carried around symbols.
Oh.
Yeah, the goblin was named Blam.
God, that
You
was
weren't there,
night.
were you? You weren't
No,
there.
no,
No,
I'm
that's
just talking
completely
about Johnny's
unrelated.
goblin.
Anyway,
No one in the audience cares about this.
I care about it.
Oh boy.
It's that cleric.
Okay. But Dareth doesn't know who the fuck that is.
Dareth doesn't know who the fuck it is.
Well, so what do you say we take that job? And like I said,
Yeah, let's go see, because it had more than just the name Sharpie. So
yeah.
maybe there's a connection. Maybe it's somebody totally different. Maybe we'll get 50 gold to find out.
Let's go. Let's head back to the bowels of the earth.
I'm good.
So you head back that direction. As you're leaving the ship in the harbor, you see this like weird, shitty-looking building that says "Trinkets of the Deep" in a sign that's like tilted off to one side.
That's got to be the place that Kurad was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we really have a ton of spending though right now, so probably not. Probably not
Okay
in our
with that.
best interest to go in there and just see a bunch of shit we can't afford.
I bet they're a lot cheaper than
Oh,
Kurad's
that
was.
fucking bastard. Yeah, he could have been telling us to avoid the fucking Walmart version of his store. Sorry,
Also, are you in favor of the Walmart version of his store?
well, not for its anti-union practices. I meant more for the lower.
You went somewhere I wasn't even going to go, but I should have. Yes.
I did not mean to imply that the
No, let's go to the bowels of the earth.
creaky octopus had lower. What was the name of the store? I'm sorry.
Trinkets of the Deep.
I was close.
The cranky octopus? Is that what
Creaky.
you
I said creaky octopus. Thank you.
Freaky. They don't have joints.
Yeah, that's why that's funny. Hey, that's gonna be in cursives now. It's an aquatic
Alright.
adventure, right?
I dig it.
Maybe we'll come back to that place, but let's head to
Yeah, maybe find out the rest of Sharpie's name.
let's head to
It
the
might help.
bowels.
Yeah.
I do that.
And I want you to look at this job board too, because maybe you'll see something that I'm missing.
So you arrive back at the bowels,
We go look at the job board.
Inspect the job
and it's
board.
about 2 p.m. now with all of the walking around you've done.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I do love about this game is the internal clock.
We go look at the job board.
That's
and
actually not
look
sarcastic.
for the Sharpie job.
Missing person, Jim Sharpie Crispin, age 32, Last seen in Dock Ward. Sharpie is a scruffy sailor that carries around symbols and looks like he's been struck by lightning because he has. Reward 100 gold and a magical trinket.
Well, that should be pretty easy to identify. I've been around the realm. I've seen one or two folks who accidentally got a wee whiff of heaven's fire.
I was wondering how you were going to describe lightning. That's awesome. Well done.
Scotland.
Who's in the dock ward?
A wee whiff of the sky's bagpipe.
Well,
I made it worse, I'm sorry.
I mean, that doesn't give a lot of lead aside from the dock ward and a scruffy sailor, which
And
we're gonna
what he
bet they're-
looks like, and
Right, but I mean,
mean-
it's not like we're just gonna walk down there and be like, "There's the guy. He's just standing there.
I mean,
we
it's gonna-
found him. Give us gold."
no,
gonna
he's
be the-
missing. You know,
Right.
I mean-
but we have the opportunity to have 100 gold and a trinket
Right.
if we
right.
find the guy who looks like he's been struck by lightning. So we're looking for Doc Brown.
Who?
Yeah. So,
He's a character. He's
the,
a character.
The Back to the Future play. I love that.
yeah. I think the sequel plays were not as good as the first play. but
Yeah, the movies were really.
I think
good
they kind of
too.
went, wait, what? What's a movie?
It's a moving. It's a picture. It
Oh.
moves.
Shut.
Yeah, the talkies.
The talking. Go to hell.
I love you.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to identify. We just need to find the gentleman who looks horrifically burned and has a weird pattern down his skin.
Right, but I'm saying it's not gonna be that easy.
No.
We're not just gonna walk down the street and be like, "That's the guy."
I mean, I think it's going to be as easy as finding anyone.
I
You
don't know
can't
about
hide
that.
a
These other ones have like places where they are. Those are gonna be much easier than finding this
Yeah,
guy.
and we'll get to them after we do the challenging one.
At least we've got his first name.
Well,
Maybe.
no, yeah, his first name's Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. How many people are named Jim? I mean, really?
Upwards of at least one.
Yeah, all we have to
Upwards.
do is kind of walk around the docks and just, ask, we're asking his friends. We're looking for an old friend or something along those lines. People will eventually point us in the right direction. It's a good thing we're all great at
Or kill
personal...
us.
It's a good thing that we're all so good at interpersonal communication.
Yes.
God, we're gonna die.
Everybody, hands in.
Alright, so we're going to start with the lightning lad,
the lightning lad.
who is my favorite member of the Legion of Superheroes. That's a joke for absolutely nobody. That is a real superhero.
Okay.
Do
So,
it,
back to the dock ward to look for people? Should we go re-interview anybody that we may have already come across, such as
Who would we talk to?
Orsava? I think we can write Orsava off of the list for the time being, considering
kind
their
of-
we can put a
proximity.
check mark next to that one.
Yeah, we kind of burnt some bridges
Ding!
there.
No,
Where?
I would just say I would find it unlikely that they would be working against Our Lady's best interests.
Well, yeah.
Oh, certainly.
They're a servant of, or not a servant. I guess that's the wrong word, but they are one of us.
I wasn't going to go that far, but
It's usually
for all
called,
intents and purposes, sure.
it's usually called slavery if it's unwilling.
Did we want to try to track down Blazidian for probably more well-paying merc jobs? Or did we want to just continuously look for
Sharpie.
the people, well, Sharpie, as well as the others that we have not yet met?
Let's focus on one at a time.
Well, yes, I wouldn't want to go after all 6 of them at the same time.
We could try that.
No, there's only a few of us.
All right, let's split the party.
No,
And-
let's not do that. I have a better idea. No.
Pippin, you go look for Sharpie in the dark.
Pippin is
dock
not
ward.
here. Pippin is not here. And is
Pippin
not
decloaks.
invisible, so stop it.
Shadow, go find Flambos Gearhart.
Does Shadow do anything? Only you know.
Presumably none of that was canon.
Shadow just flicks his tail.
Alright, that was
I
canon.
like Shadow.
What direction?
That I can't see.
What direction? I run in that direction.
One is north, going clockwise.
Up.
Up. I fly into
you
the
start
air.
running up.
Like, what the fuck?
And-
Dareth pulls that thing Neo does at the end of the first Matrix where he just like blasts out of the city.
Let's go find Sharpie.
The worst shot of Matrix.
Exit
Let's
up.
pull out. Let's grab the sheet, the job from the wall.
Yeah, grab that. Good.
Take it with us
Mhm.
and head
Wait.
back to the dock ward.
Let's look at the rest of the names that Dareth lovingly wrote down and see if they match any of the other names on this job board. Because there's a lot of missing persons.
This is when you find out that Dareth is actually illiterate.
God damn.
The other missing persons, I won't read the whole ad, just the names.
Thank you.
Ellie Cranshaw, Handsome Ransom,
Oh,
Ichabod Farsuf, and Jim Sharpie Crispin.
I'm sorry. I thought that Hanson Ransom thing was like a clever title for the job posting and not the man's literal name.
I want to find that guy.
That
How
one is also
handsome
spelled
he?
HANSOMRANSOM.
Why do you
So
want to find that guy? He's not
handsome.
going to be better looking than you.
Dareth blushes. Oh.
Also, the ad for Handsome Ransom says Ransom is a crotchety, ugly fuck.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
There you go.
Back to the dock board then.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
All right, you walk back towards the dock ward. It's now about 3 p.m.
I roll a perception check. Do I see anyone that has been struck by lightning? 15.
I roll a
Nope.
better perception check.
Do you, though? Yeah,
Yes,
you do.
actually, I do. 21.
Nope.
All right, we give up.
We give up and go
All right,
home.
reel it in. He's gone forever.
This actually might be not a bad time to end the session for the week.
I open up a cottage in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I never talk to anyone again.
Eden
Well, then you
retires.
should probably find a place, like an inn for the night.
Yeah.
That's not what I said.
But it's
No.
3
You
o'clock
just
in
wanna-
the
It's only, it's only 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 3.
All right, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Yeah. So it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which will give us approximately.
And you are in the dock ward.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
standing there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we want to go back to the inn that we found at the beginning of the dock ward that we ostracized ourselves in front of due to
Wait, why do we need to go to an inn at all?
window riding?
No, we're just
No,
gonna end
okay.
the session there.
Yeah.
Standing
We'll
in the
just
dock board.
resume
We
in
will
the
just
dock ward at 3
stand
p.m.
Yeah.
Can we stand on a dock epically?
With a foot up on the.
Yeah.
One leg up.
Yeah. If I could perhaps present a final lasting shot of this session
Oh yes.
for us to like fade out on as the credits start to roll up, and then we can join next week. I would like to propose Dareth on top of Eden's shoulders, kind of looking out over the crowd like this,
I don't see him.
and Eden kind of struggling to support Dareth's weight, not because Dareth is particularly heavy, but because Dareth is like very fidgety and keeps like radically changing weight distribution in such a way.
Yes.
Johnny,
and
can that be the
verbal-
actual end of the episode right that?
Yeah, no, that's canon.
And verbal is judging both of you for completely different reasons.
Yeah, well,
as per usual.
And Vermal is busy pretending like she doesn't know you.
I'm like,
Terra, what's Vermal's height real quick?
like 6. Hold on. 6 foot. It's like over 3.
How tall are you?
5'4".
Okay, so I forgot you were short. Okay, so that's the thing is we, by our powers combined,
No.
equal 1 Vermal.
How tall
No,
are
I'm
you?
not that short.
No, I'm. Eden is my height. I'm like 5'10".
You're human size.
Yeah. All right, hey folks, this has been Speak of the Devil, an Infinity Break production produced by Ben Hamlin and Johnny Rinaldo, written and hosted by the same said Johnny Rinaldo. Everyone give him a round of applause for that beautiful mythos that he read to us about a third of the way through the stream. Our players are, of course,
Terra.
Andrew.
and Ben. You
We're
can,
on only first names this week.
And
Yeah.
Christina.
and Christina, who's not here. I feel
Who's
like
not here at the moment. But
when
we
I feel
love
like we
her.
just did like a PBS like Zoom special.
And don't
And
forget
Ben.
about the fans.
And don't forget about the fans, and including the 6th official member of Speak of the Devil, Glenn Hirschberger. Thanks for commenting, Glenn. We really appreciate it.
The sixth
Our-
man.
Our logo is by the incredible Stacy LeFevre, and you can find her work at Staceart on Facebook. That is STACEART. Most of the other show art was done by the incredible Terra Bosart. These figures were hand painted by Trevor Tyson. You can find his work on his Instagram at Comrade Duck. As I've said before, this show is a product of InfinityBreak.net, where we are telling stories our own way. Podcasts, webcomics, live streams, videos, and more are all available at InfinityBreak.net. If you like what you're hearing, please take time to follow this channel and be here next week for the continuation of this very story. Follow Follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. for updates on all of your favorite shows and extra behind-the-scenes information about what we're doing here at IB. Seriously, folks, there is so much coming out from Infinity Break in the next month or two alone. I encourage you to tune into our social media channels and website to stay up to date on all that we have planned for you. And as I said earlier during our commercial break, we are sitting pretty on our Facebook page with 227 likes, and I would very much, this is maybe a little bit ambitious, but I would like to see if we can get up to 250 by the end of the year. That is granted one like every day or every like 8.95 days or whatever, but I think we could manage that.
8.9
Wait, no, sorry, one
per
like,
day?
No, I misspoke. Never mind. Anyway, I would like to see if we can get to, my math is obviously wrong. I would like to see if we can get to 250 by the end of the year so we can start 2019 time. So we can start 2019.
back in time.
Yeah, we have to go back. So we can start 2019 just as strong with our new wave of programming. Anywho, we would encourage you to follow our Facebook, all that jazz I just said earlier, and like the Facebook page. We have a Facebook group where we discuss all sorts of nerdery topics, so if you're into tabletops and comics, that's the place to be. Join the Infinity Loop today. I just started a question about the X-Men, so if you want to jump in that and tell me why Magneto's the best mutant, that's the place to do it. And hey, real quick, for the people with online presences, where can people find y'all on Twitter and the various internets?
I'm at Ander Epidemic on Twitter.
I'm CyberSatyr on Twitter. Barely use it, but I'm trying to get into the swing of it.
And
I'm at Johnny Rinaldo.
And fuck me. And I'm at Ben C. Hamlin, where I'm always talking about comics and tabletop and all sorts of nonsense. Finally, if you like what we're doing here, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, where you can start a monthly donation with us for as little as $1. You get access to all sorts of behind-the-scenes nonsense from us, including extra analysis from Horses and Men, and blooper reels from Cursees, and we are actually planning a special little Chapter 1 wrap-up for Speak of the Devil that we will be releasing in presumably the nearish future. Right now, we're trying to reach 2 Patreon goals right now. At the $50 a month level, we'll be doing monthly comic book specials on the Super Cinema feed, where we talk about the books that we have been reading. And if you like tabletop and live tabletop in particular, at the $150 a month level, we will be doing live tabletop one-shots a couple of times a year. If you'd like to Speak of the Devil, and I know a lot of you, if you like to Speak of the Bard, and I know a lot of you did, myself excluded, I guess, it's more of that kind of nonsense. I have already spoken with Andrew here and Nikki Boylan from Speak of the Bard, and they are both interested in DMing too, so we might do more than 4 streams a year if we reach that goal. But we can only get there with your continued support. So once again, that is patreon.com/Infinity Break. And speaking of support, if you are one of the people that listens to this show after the fact, either through iTunes or Google Play as a podcast or on YouTube, let us know what we can do to convince or incentivize you to watch it live with us. That's just some feedback I'm requesting of you. You can let us know on either our Facebook, our Twitter, or even our email address, infinitybreak23@gmail.com. I think that's absolutely everything. Once again, this has been Speak of the Devil. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week at the exact same time. Who took us out last time?
I think
Let's have Terra do it this
End
time.
this fucking nightmare.
ended. Nightmare ended.
Sweet.
All right, good job, team. We really fucked it up that time.
I think it took all of us working together to fuck that up.
Yeah. That was
See,
As a team.
I actually feel really good about that one because a lot of the time when we start out, everyone is super fucking low energy and everyone's tired. But today we immediately were just going.
Like, let's go.
No, I enjoyed it. Honestly, the only part that disappointed me was that none of you had any questions for the fucking devil lady when she was obviously giving you
I was told explicitly.
exposition.
Well, yeah, but that was unasked for exposition, and I think we've already established that they don't particularly care for us asking questions.
No, I know, but I had a line written for if you asked a question that I was waiting to use. That was her no, shut the fuck up. You don't get to ask questions.
Well, tragically,
Really disappointed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, we learned quick. We learned not to ask
No,
questions
I've noticed that.
It's we're just gonna.
But
let
I
you talk.
wanted to
We're gonna
use
let
it.
you-
No, that's
Do
not
your
how
thing.
this works. You set us up psychologically to follow what you want us to do. We do that, and then you don't get to do other stuff.
The line, by the way, that I didn't get to use that I really wanted to use was little ones. Did I say there was a Q&A afterwards? No. Now let's get you to work, shall we?
I kind of like the white one so far, you know?
Isn't the white one yours?
No, the orange one's mine.
No, the white one's Ben's.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, I know it's not mine, right?
No.
By a very simple
Gosh,
process
no.
of elimination, we can figure out that it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Also, you do know her name canonically.
Ben
yeah.
does?
Do I?
Or I guess
Not no, I mean all of you do
No, all of
because
us
when you
do.
were told to go to Waterdeep by Midori in the very in Phandalin, when Midori was like, "You need to go to Waterdeep to meet Our Lady."
Exactly.
Oh, right. Her name is.
No,
Yeah, what
no,
language is
Dareth.
that?
No,
Sure.
Dareth. The show's over.
Hello.
The unspeakable name of
No.
I'm sorry. How do you pronounce that? Oh, I dare not.
No,
How
Johnny.
do you spell that?
Johnny, you
Just don't
mispronounced it.
ask.
You know exactly how it sounds.
It's
You
all.
spell
It's
it
one of those
exactly
languages
how it
that's all
sounds.
about intonation.
I can't understand your accent.
Can't understand your accent.
I make so many
It's
references to that and no
unpronounceable.
one ever gets it.
I literally used it on Curses the other day because Jacob goddamn asked me like, Ben, I'd like to roll a disguise check to do an Irish accent to make it clear I'm not me. And I'm like, all right, go for it. And he rolled like a 19, and he's like, I don't know how to do an Irish accent, Ben.
Wait, no, I think that episode is published, right? I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with that situation.
No, because it happened yesterday.
Oh, well then you told me about it or something
literally told
because
you
that
last
sounds
night.
incredibly familiar.
I told you last night.
You did.
And then
All
you
right,
told a room
then.
full of Irish and Scottish people that I said that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which you
right.
were not supposed to do.
Oh no, let Johnny.
Well,
have
no,
fun.
that's because you conflated an Irish